Yeah, he'll be here. Oh, what a weekend of professional wrestling we had. Welcome to your new wrestling obsession. This is the premier YouTube wrestling show. This, of course, is Off the Mat. I am your host, Matt, and also with me, I've got the dirtiest man in the game, the guy who keeps his ears closer to the dirt sheets than anybody ever has. It's Dirty Dom Tober. Dom.
What's going on, Mr. Matt?
We got so much professional wrestling to cover for you guys this week. We're going to talk about Triple H addressing criticisms and the backfire of, is Trips a hypocrite? Is he hypocrite? We got a big tournament announced. Tournament? You even won a tournament announced for Roman Reigns' next challenger. Kairi Sane finally breaking her silence. Nikki Bella update. And MJF. That's right, MJF of AEW taking shots at our tribal chief.
OTC.
One's in the air. MJF. What? We got all that, the dirt sheets, so much more tonight on this episode of Off the Mat. But first, we're going to kick things off by going over the results of our SummerSlam predictions. And we'll see, can Dom's reign as the undisputed IWC Off the Mat predictions champion continue, or will we see a new champion crowned this evening?
I think I was robbed. There was a couple of robbing moments in SummerSlam. I think I was robbed.
I don't think so. I will be honest, like, this is Sticks results. I've got what I wrote down here to keep Sticks honest.
No. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the event itself.
I got the results here to keep Sticks honest.
I think I was robbed with the result itself. They said, keep the man down. That's what they said.
They specifically said, keep Dom down, huh?
Keep Dom down, man. That's it.
Keep the dirtiest one in the game down.
Exactly.
All right. Our Saturday card, we're kicking off with Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Pretty self-explanatory. We all took Liv Morgan. I don't think any of us actually saw Io Sky coming away with a victory here. This was Liv Morgan's across the board in what was pretty much a copy, cut, and paste match of what we saw at King of the Ring or in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions. Not a whole lot of difference here, except this time you got the.
It wasn't a bad match, Look, you got to take some of these matches for what they're worth. We've seen some really shitty matches, and we've seen some really great matches. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad because
this match was about as worth the shot of Raquel Rodriguez's thong that's going around the internet from when she's climbing under the ring.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Really good.
But yeah, it was pretty much a copy, cut and paste match from what we saw at Night of Champions. There wasn't a whole lot different here, except the winner was Liv Morgan. We weren't sure what was going to happen with Liv Morgan. I mean, fuck, she's had a 100-day title reign and only wrestled once and didn't even defend the title. Ooh. So, but now come Monday Night Raw, we got a little bit of a reset here. SummerSlam, if nothing else, it reset the field and hopefully for the better. But we're going to talk about that in Off Rope Takes or Top Rope Takes of why things are getting changed up here, because I have a feeling that the old fearless leader, old Trips, shot his mouth off during his press conference and then immediately.
I think he put his foot in his mouth.
Yeah, and then immediately got hit with some major backlash the minute he did that. But pretty much across the board, we all took Liv Morgan here. Then we got our woman tag match. Go ahead, Dom. What were you saying?
No, you're saying criticism with Triple H, kind of like John Berthal with the nap situation. They caught him in a nap, and then he also napped in Spider-Man. So there you go. He was a Punisher, so he figured napped. The hypocrite. Napping. All
right. We got our 6-woman tag match, Fatal Influence defeating the Bella Twins and Paige, with Dom correctly calling the Bella Twins Paige or turn on Paige, which I feel like it's something that as a collective we've been talking about for weeks, ever since they won those titles, and then Nikki Bella got hurt and had to let Paige take over, and they won the titles together. We've been talking about a matter of when this is going to happen. Eric and I thought we would at least get 2 matches out of this rivalry, but that was not the case. Dom and Styx correctly chose Fatal Influence, but Dom did take the Bella's heel turn on Paige, which is all for nothing because at Top Row Takes as well, we got some Nikki Bella news. So it sounds like that was all for nothing as well.
Well, the whole fact is that now they have to prolong the rivalry. It sucks. Look, I know injuries are part of the thing, but damn, it's like everybody's brittle, man. You had freaking Nikki Bella with a damn freaking ankle, for the longest time, and then she comes back, and then now the scapula, freaking Brie. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, Brie Bella was hurt in this match. She did have it was a spot with JC Jane. Now, and you can't blame JC Jane for this. You can't say she's unsafe or anything like that, but it was a spot with JC Jane where JC Jane had her up against the steel steps, and she kind of did a Kevin Owens style cannonball into Brie Bella, and that did injure her shoulder. Brie Bella was sent to the hospital, so much so that the
broken scapula.
Yeah, and the big reporters are saying that they almost stopped this match due to the injury.
And she was still fighting when they took down Paige and attacked Paige.
Nikki's kind of the one that did all the attacking.
Nikki did, but
Brie just had a couple of swings and held her shoulder. But
it does.
Unfortunately, like we've been talking about, WWE has had to pivot away from storylines. And just as we're getting into a storyline with the Bellas versus Paige, it looks like we're going to be completely pivoting away from that. And Nikki and Brie Bella are going to be, or Paige is going to be looking for a new feud once we get into Top Row Takes. Yo, what up, Patrick? How's it going?
What's going on, Patrick?
So we got all that. We'll talk about that more in Top Row Takes as well. But yes, you and Styx did correctly call that match, so good on you there, I guess.
Hey.
Then we had Nick Aldis versus Gunther. Everyone took Gunther, and except for Styx, who took Aldis. Well, I don't know why he would take Aldis, but who knows why Styx does what Styx does.
Thank you, Patrick.
As always, I don't care too much about WWE anymore, but here for the algorithm. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, we don't know why Styx does what Styx does, but he took Aldis. The rest of us, yeah, Styx is still alive. He's still kicking. The immortal one is.
Yes, he's good. He's good.
It's still here.
This match was good. I liked the way it went, and I kind of Nick Aldis still has it, but it sucks because after everything was said and done, he gave in his resignation, and Triple H ripped it up and said, "No, you're the GM again."
Why do you do that after the show goes off the air?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't see that.
Why do you have that angle play out when no one's there to witness it? Like,
hey, Pat, I don't think he's going to be around this weekend. He's going to Terrificon, so he's going to be off the grid this weekend.
I think he might still be on the qualified tomorrow night. Yeah,
sure. I think he's going outside to maybe we'll see. Maybe he might be on the qualified. I think he was going out to. He might be off tomorrow. Maybe. So, anyway.
What a long, strange trip it's been for old Stixie boy.
Yep. No, but
my mistake. Hamster wheel's gonna break. Yeah, probably.
Wait. We'll give it a take. Nick Aldis did a pretty good job.
I don't think you can. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the "you still got it" chance because really, he's only been the GM for what, 3 years, 4 years?
He's 39 years old. He still has wrestling. He didn't wrestle for 3 years. Was the reason why he didn't wrestle? Was it because of he was nagging injuries, or he just went right straight into the GM role? That's what they signed him for. They didn't want to sign him. Meanwhile, he was a great wrestler in the TNA, and what he fought in the Indies against Cody and stuff like that. Right, the Indies, right? He fought in the Indies, right?
He was in NWA.
NWA. Yeah, and I'm just saying that he did a pretty good job. I would have liked to see him go a little further as a wrestler and drop the mantle as GM, but I'm not the TKO. I'm not the big boys there, but I don't know. Do you think you'll see him wrestle again?
Absolutely, we will.
Definitely, right? Yeah. Do you think he'll get a championship shot? Absolutely.
No, I don't think he'll.
I don't think he'll get like a mid card or something like that.
Mm-mm. If he wasn't going to be back in the GM role, I would have said yes. But the minute they reinstated him as GM, I think it's going to be one-off matches if it calls for it, like maybe against Drew McIntyre. I feel like what they were trying to build with Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis, they kind of gave to Gunther.
And I think
McIntyre decided to go do movies.
Finished filming, so you could have a return of McIntyre in the near future.
That's if he doesn't go, I'm going to do more movies like he just did last time after Highlander. He was like, I want to keep doing movies, so I think I'm going to try and keep searching out more roles.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he did that. He'll come back just for like back for the Survivor Series type of stuff. But we'll definitely see what I got. But give or take, I thought this match was good. I thought it was a decent match. Gunther freaking played it off good. He definitely helped. He made Nick look good.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. So I did like the end when his kid came out and Mickey Jane came out and he was there. He had his moment. Which maybe WrestleMania. We'll see him fight in WrestleMania. Maybe he'll fight McIntyre at WrestleMania.
Maybe we'll have to wait and see. But I definitely think we will see Nick Aldis in a WWE ring again. And then we had the Bloodline defeated by Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, and LA Knight. We all took the Bloodline in this one. Nobody saw LA Knight. I mean, understandably so. But Solo Sikoa, man, coming out of his shell all of a sudden with the pow, bang, bang. And
he's the best thing on SmackDown now. He's funny, and he's over on the fans. The fans like him.
I think the Bloodline was supposed to win this match, but I think with the success of face Solo Sikoa, WWE saw how many people are invested in that and what that's doing. And they didn't want to pull the trigger on that heel turn yet. So
yeah, he definitely was going to turn heel
this
because
match.
of what I read, and the way they were going to go was that he was actually going to turn heel, and he was going to join the Bloodline, and that was part of the thing. Hey, he can still do it. He could still this could be temporary, this and that, because how they work TKO and WWE, get him over a little bit, let the fans really invest, and then boom, pull the trigger. Pew, pew. And they really, I feel bad for Royce Keys too, man. Royce Keys,
that dude, he had a bad showing.
Yeah, he did.
That whole spot with Jey Uso in the corner where he's like trying to pick him up and slam, it just,
I know.
He couldn't pick him up. I don't know what that was.
Him, this and that.
Yeah.
And kind of got written off TV on Monday night. So he got written off TV. It took a long time to get him on TV. He finally gets going, and then boom, they take him off TV again. So yeah, there's kind of issues back there probably with them because the direction. At least we know the direction of LA Knight.
I like Solo Sikoa. Just
roll it back. I like it.
Running it back on his big brother, and the crowd was yeeting more than they were yeeting when Jimmy and Jay came in.
I know. So I can see, all kidding aside.
You got a shot of LA Knight's testicles?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got that new maneuver called the balls. The ball fucking sack. The Ducachino.
He had a little bit of frog eye going where his testicles slipped out of his trunks.
LA Knight's eyes are like Big Cass. When Big Cass came back, those freaking bulging eyes as the freaking hit the head. But I can see Solo and LA Knight winning the tag team champions down the road if they don't friggin' turn him heel. But
hey, they have a perfect tag. Solo Knights.
Solo Knight.
Perfect tag team.
Or Night Solo.
I don't know about Night Solo.
Solo
Knights is
Solo Knights. Being by yourself in the corner.
That's a hard tag team right there.
Yeah, that would be.
Then we had CM Punk defeating Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. I think we all took CM Punk. We all saw where this was going.
What did you think about this match?
Dude, I liked it, but there's definitely spots where Punk looked old.
Oh, when he freaking did the freaking moonsault, freaking missed him.
When he tried to do the moonsault, now he's trying to play it off and be like, oh, it's an homage. Not just there. When he tried to do the Randy Savage elbow drop from the ring post onto the announce table, and he like landed on his feet.
I know. That was funny. That was crazy. And then when he pooped himself.
Yeah, I don't know when he came out of the I don't know if it was sweat. I mean, there was nowhere else on him that was sweaty.
I know.
But he just had this unfortunate shot right in the butthole. Like, it was right at the butthole where it looks like maybe when he was walking out, he gambled on a fart and lost because it was noticeable. It was big. There was nothing, it wasn't anywhere else. And he's had issues in the past where he's pooped himself in the ring.
Listen,
so
there's times you get that you think it's a fart and it's a Hershey squirt. So you know what? He played it off. But all kidding aside, I thought this match was okay. So I got something in the dirt sheets about this later, unless you put it in something. If you put it in something later, but I got something about this this match, But Randy Orton returns.
Yes, this match did produce our first surprise of SummerSlam, which was the return of Randy Orton, who hit Cody Rhodes with an RKO, gave a wink to the camera, and away he went.
And how about the crowd going crazy when he came out? So the crowd, even though you're playing the heel, still the crowd, the crowd is like cheering heels. They're freaking cheering the heroes, and they're just cheering because they want good stuff, man. And you know what?
But how much of it too is the product of the fan saying, you don't want to listen to us and you want to sit here and shit on us every step of the way. Why should we root for who you want us to root for? Why shouldn't we just root for whoever we want?
No, you're definitely right. You're right. The fans probably feel a certain type of way, kind of way because of all the backlash. And look, you got to understand, us as fans, we like the drama, we like the story, we like the action. Back in the day, back in the 80s, I don't think fans were critical to the same aspect that are critical now. You get a good match, you fight, freaking goddamn George the Animal Steel, freaking goddamn Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, freaking goddamn Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You get these guys coming out and fighting these matches, and I don't think fans were that critical to a point where, boom, oh, this match sucked. The storyline sucks, because basically the 80s did have a story, but not like the 90s of the Attitude Era. The 90s produced the ultimate stories that actually propelled and made WWE put them on the map of a must-watch Monday Night Raw. The Monday Night War is because of the storyline and what was going on. The 80s really didn't have stories. Yes, you had your bad guys versus your good guys. You had freaking goddamn Piper's Pit when you hit freaking goddamn Superfly Jimmy Snuka in the head with a coconut. I love that. You got freaking Hulk Hogan coming out and not making like after his success in Rocky 2 and Thunder Lips, then becoming that's where Hulkamania began, man. You really think about that. Put Hulk on the map. So
let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
People are more critical over this stuff now because the angles, and people want to get away and see good stuff. It's like cinema. They want to see cinema type of story in wrestling. And I understand it's a business and it's a money-making business, and people want to find the cheap way out. But, dude, there was no cheap way out back in the 90s, man. You had good people in the back writing these stories and making these stories freaking click. And
Cinema,
exactly. But back to this. Is it the end of the rivalry between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes?
No.
Now, but I did like Monday night, Trick Williams coming out to CM Punk and telling CM Punk, down the road, this and that, kind of opened up the door for CM Punk versus Trick Williams down the road. Because there's a lot of rumors now that Trick is done with the U.S. title and going to move on to bigger, better things. But he's still going to have a fight with Barry Corbin. But
he ain't ready. He ain't ready for the main event scene.
Not yet. But making that comment opened the doors for for a feud down the road. But anyway, this should be this was an okay match. Was it main event worthy? Yes or no. I'll be very honest with that. It
was better than the main event that we got.
I know, and that's the thing, and that's the problem. So there's a lot of heat with that. Dirty Dom Sheets. Got something to talk about this later, but anyway. Let's go to the next one.
Next up is the main event, which saw Hell in a Cell, Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, with the ruler going over Brock Lesnar and effectively retiring Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. We all know Oba was going to win this match. There was no question about this. But this match didn't need to be a Hell in a Cell.
Nope.
There was nothing Hell in a Cell worthy about this.
There was no blood.
There was no blood. There was no carnage. There was no. Nope. They didn't really use the cell in any way, shape, or form. They gave everybody in this match. All these matches had 8 to 12 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
They gave Punk and Cody 30 minutes, and this one didn't feel very long at all. The most brutal you got was Brock ripping up the canvas,
showing the plywood,
removing the foam, showing the plywood, and this is where this match becomes a problem to me, because you want me to believe that Oba Femi, as big and bad as you're building Oba Femi, you want me to believe that Oba Femi is going to kick out after a tombstone, a move that effectively for 18 years defeated everybody that came across it. Nobody kicked out of this. So you're telling me that Oba Femi is going to kick out of a tombstone on plywood, but Brock Lesnar is not kicking out of a fall from grace on a botched spot, because everyone's saying Brock Lesnar is supposed to take that fall from grace on the plywood. That's why he was wearing shoulder pads, something he's never worn or rarely ever wears. He knew that he had to take that spot. He looks, you see after he gets hit and he counts 1, 2, 3, he looks back to see where he landed and to see that he was not near the wood like he was supposed to be. It just was not a good spot. It was not a good match. There should have been more to this match. It should have been more brutality. There should have been more heart. They should have at least, the staple, as cliche as it is, the staple of a Hell in a Cell match is at least fighting on top of this fucking thing, right?
Yep.
You had him climb up there and fight on top of the cell. You could have had one of them get thrown through the side of the cell. Really sell. These are two behemoths of men locked in, two gladiators of their generations.
Yep.
Locked in battle.
But
instead, you have Brock Lesnar go out with a whimper and then turn around and grab a mic and endorse Oba Femi. I feel like it was kind of ruined by Triple H ahead of it when he's like, oh, yeah, Oba Femi's in Brock's locker room all the time and he's picking his brain and they spend hours together. What are you doing?
Yeah. Look, Brock Lesnar finally mentioned the retirement on the Pat McAfee show. He went on public ESPN and he mentioned that. So, but also he he's rumored for WrestleMania 43 and the Hall of Fame inductee, so he might be getting to the Hall of Fame before Bray Wyatt, which I don't understand. Hopefully Bray Wyatt is a nominee for the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you that question, though. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Do you really think Bray Wyatt is Hall of Fame worthy? Do you really think his career is Hall of Fame worthy? Granted, it was cut short. So if you're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, you're 100% doing it because he passed away.
Yeah.
Do you really think, and I kind of feel like this is why WWE hasn't done it yet, is when you look at the likes of an Edge, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, John Cena. Well, not even because John Cena's not in the hall yet, but
I know
Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, the NWO, Bob. I wouldn't even say Bob Backlund, but
look, I understand where you're coming from.
Bruno Sammartino. The names that are in the Hall of Fame, if you look at their body of work and you look at Bray Wyatt's, is Bray Wyatt's work Hall of Fame worthy?
Okay. It is, for what it's worth, that his creating of Bray Wyatt, the character, and the Fiend was kind of genius. The way he went out, the way he brought himself in the crowd and mesmerized people in the crowd of the way he spoke and the way he his demeanor. Yes, his career was cut short, and if he would have wrestled well into his 40s and 50s, maybe you wouldn't have this conversation right now. And I understand Brock Lesnar, a hell of an athlete. He for 20 years, 25, how long? 20 years, right? 20 years, give or take.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. 20 years. For what he's done. And yes, I understand Brock Lesnar going into the Hall of Fame is a big deal, and he should go into the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, he's first ballot Hall of Famer, multi-time WWE champion, the first multi-sport athlete, the first person to go from being WWE champion to go UFC and become UFC heavyweight champion.
I'm going to give you a good analogy right now. It has baseball in it too. Don Mattingly played his career with the New York Yankees, had MVP seasons, had Gold Glove. He was the Hart captain of New York City. Isn't that career? His career was cut short because his back cut his career a little shorter than what it should have been. Never won a World Series. Didn't get to the playoffs back in '95. Hit a home run in the playoffs. That's kind of like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt came out, did all these things, all these tribute, all these different these characters, and making the name Bray Wyatt, making the name The Fiend, and doing all these things that really caught the attention of the fandom and the fans and everybody around the world, the way he brought himself out. So kind of like Don Mattingly's you're still waiting to see if Don Mattingly ever get into the Hall of Fame. So I kind of think Bray Wyatt, on that note, he'll eventually make the Hall of Fame. And like I said, it sucks. His career was cut short, and he definitely didn't have time to really manifest who he was as the character. But for that little time, he did a fantastic friggin' job. It's awesome. But so him and Mattingly on that same page to a point where who gets to the Hall of Fame first? Yeah, I know wrestling is fake, baseball, but it is kind of fits the bill of what is a Hall of Famer and what you contribute brings you those steps to becoming a Hall of Famer. So, like I said, Bray Wyatt will probably eventually make it, due to the fact of he passed, but it could be a while before they pull that trigger. And it does suck, but Brock Lesnar had that hell of a career. He was a champion, multiple champion. His little time coming out, crowd goes crazy. Always had a pop every time he came out. You know, he did what he had to do. He gave what the WBE wanted from him. So, all right, you know, he'll go to the Hall of Fame in WrestleMania 43 that weekend. And, you know, I'm fine with that because he deserves it. But I'm still going to wait for when Bray Wyatt becomes a WWE Hall of Famer.
And I'm not saying, just to clarify, that he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. I was just asking the question, but also it's to the point where I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame and he should be in there one day, but I don't think there needs to be any kind of rush to induct him because granted, championships don't dictate whether or not you have a Hall of Fame career. Just look at Dan Marino, the famed quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. He never won a Super Bowl. Cool. Championships don't dictate that, and you can't take away what Bray did for the business. But you got to remember, he was in there. He was doing great stuff with the Wyatt family. They did release him, and they did bring him back. So based on all of that, it's not like he's really – I feel like because he passed away, he gets a lot of leeway. And he did do good gimmicks, the Wyatt family – the Fiend, but like the gimmick doesn't work without Bray. That's why we saw the Wyatt 6 fail.
Yep.
I believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I don't believe there needs to be a rush. I believe names like, if for as controversial as it is, I believe that Chyna belongs in the Hall of Fame on her own merit before Bray Wyatt. I feel like there's other people that belong in the Hall of Fame before him, which glad Eric joins the conversation right now. Eric, what's your thoughts? I asked Dom, and I'll ask you. Mm-hmm. Bray Wyatt, do you feel that based on his career right now, he belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I wish he did more to kind of solidify that, but I think he did enough to barely make it because he had a lot of creativity in his matches.
That's kind of what I said. He's got that creativity, but he did get, like I said, got released, brought back. He never did a lot. I feel like he belongs, but it's not.
He didn't really get a chance to do what he was capable of doing.
I feel like there's others that belong before him.
And Eric, I was saying I put Don Mattingly like in the Hall of Fame. Does Don Mattingly deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I think he does, but because his career was cut short with his back, he put up the numbers, but he never went to the playoffs. He went to the playoffs one time, hit the homer, but never went to the World Series. And he put up good numbers until his back really played a part. So I kind of think like Bray Wyatt is like Don Mattingly. Even Don Mattingly's still alive, but the fact is that Bray Wyatt was cut short, but what he did in that little bit of time solidified him as one of the greats. And
he did win a couple championships too.
Yeah. So he won some champions, but the whole fact is that because his career was cut short, the Hall of Fame might be a little bit the distance away, but eventually he'll make it there. But do you think the analogy of Mattingly being a Hall of Famer and Bray Wyatt? I know it's two different sports, two different things altogether, but that's the closest thing I really can put, because Mattingly, if his back didn't go out, he would have had more years.
I can see it.
So
I don't think you need more years, though.
No, you need more years to put more things and get a better chance. Hey, look, it's just something. I think if Bray Wyatt wrestled into his 40s and his 50s, he would have had some legendary other matches. You would have seen him fight the likes of maybe Oba Femi. The likes of
Trick.
Who? What?
Trick.
Oh, Trick, exactly. Trick. the likes of Braun Breaker. Stuff like that.
You can say that, but we don't know with his condition if we were ever going to see him
I
wrestle.
know, but I'm just saying. But the fact is that these are matches you could have thought of that could have happened if he was alive. He was only 36 or 38. Was he 36 or 38 when he passed away? He was in his 30s, his late 30s. So he still had another 10 plus years of wrestling in his career if he was healthy enough and if it wasn't dire straits or what happened.
Yeah, he died at age 36.
36. You see, 36 years old is just young. 36 years old, you're getting into your prime. You're in your prime in wrestling and stuff like that. So you would have seen the likes of some matches, and it would have been a fun ride to see him wrestle. Come on, he fought LA Knight. He had the when LA Knight before LA Knight became big. That was like the last big thing he did.
Yeah.
So, but Brock Lesnar is definitely going to go in the Hall of Fame. He is definitely going to the Hall of Fame when WrestleMania 43 rolls around for what he did, what he accomplished with, with his years in wrestling and what he's done for the franchise. So,
I like I said, I think Bray Wyatt belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I think that there are other names that still are not inducted that have done more and accomplished more that should be in there before Bray Wyatt.
You got Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon was put in the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's 100%.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's 100% because they're anticipating they got to do it now before they can't do it.
Yeah.
Because once Triple H is ousted, if he gets ousted as head of creative, I don't think that happens. She's not in the Hall of Fame.
Nope.
And
because it wasn't the year before her was Triple H.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Triple H deserves it. I'm not gonna say he doesn't. I think Bray Wyatt deserves it as well, but there are others that go in before him. I don't think WWE has to be in any rush to induct him.
Yep.
But before we move on, Eric, what do you think of this match? Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar.
I liked it, but it was way too short for what it was.
Yep.
And it didn't need to be a Hell in a Cell match.
At that point, no, because they barely used the cell.
They didn't use the cell at all.
Nope.
It was just to keep them in the ring.
Yep.
We didn't get any Wingstop table shots or Wingstop chair shots.
Nope. Hey, look, I don't think we were going to see Oba Femi throw Brock Lesnar off the top of the cage. I knew that.
You don't have to have them throw each other off the top of the cage or anything like that, but you still have them climb up there, have them fight up there.
I don't think you're going to see Oba Femi fall in a friggin' a thing of hay like friggin' goddamn. This guy fell against the Undertaker.
I'm not expecting a Mick Foley off the top of the cage onto the announce table type shit. I'm not expecting a
Mick Foley type shit.
Yeah, Mick Foley choke slammed through the cage type thing, but like he could have done like a Big Show type situation where they're fighting and Oba picks Brock up and throws him through the cage, or whatever. You could have him fight on the up top. Anything would utilize the cage to make it a Hell in a Cell match. You could add a little bit of blood, just anything to actually solidify it being a Hell in a Cell match, other than delivering a tombstone on wood, which Oba Femi no-sold, and then have Brock just eat the pin to a glorified powerbomb.
You got to understand, Oba Femi's matches are going to be short. They're not going to be big. They're going to be not long matches.
They can be because they've done it in NXT.
It can be, but the WWE is different. A different animal. They'll put them in spots where it lasts less than 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I don't see him going 20-minute, 30-minute friggin' battles.
Then you have him coming out in Raw looking like he just decided to dress himself in the bed sheets from his hotel bed.
No,
Hey, I like that outfit. Shut up.
Hey, listen, that's the African. That's the garb that they wear. Well,
yeah. Why all of a sudden are you wearing it now?
Because he won.
He won. He came out.
He didn't wear it when he won at King of the Ring.
But I'm gonna tell you this, dude. We're gonna get some good matches between him and Braun Breaker. And I hope they don't rush it. Let it manifest. Let the standouts keep coming. Let that keep coming. Don't just throw Braun Breaker in and out. Braun Breaker still has to redeem himself for all the shit that he's doing with the vision. Exactly. Get him out of that. Get him out of the vision. Get him past the vision. Then once you pass the vision, then you can set the sights at Oba Femi. You want Braun Breaker to be a badass again. Braun Breaker versus Oba Femi. That's a WrestleMania match right there. You want to save that. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen in freaking Money in the Bank. You want to build it. You want to build this up. You want to manifest this until you can't do it anymore, and then finally you get it. And I hope that the WWE doesn't freaking drop the ball on that.
They're going to. You're gonna get that match well before.
Hey, listen. All I know is that stare down in Monday Night Raw. That shit was awesome. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. That is what wrestling's about. The next generation. All right. So you have like the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, and you got The Rock, Stone Cold. You got the John Cena and freaking Randy Orton, John Cena. This is the future. This is the new generation right here. The freaking Oba Femi versus Braun Breaker. That's what you need to manifest the WWE going for the next 10 years. You gotta have that type of rivalry back and forth, where eventually they fight, they do this back and forth, become friends, back and forth, betrayal, back and forth, because you want to see Oba Femi when he turns bad. You want to have, so that could be a great story down the road. Don't rush it. Don't rush it to destroy what the possibilities of great match we could possibly have, or matches down the road. Wait, let this wait, keep this going. Let people like, oh shit's gonna happen now. Something's got, give them sit in their seats. This is what the fans want. They want something like that. And the torch is passed. Braun Breaker's pissed off that he wasn't past the torch of being where freaking Oba Femi is, and you can just milk it for what it is and just make it, build it up. Where freaking Oba Femi is.
And it's still disheartening that we didn't get any matches between Braun Breaker and Brock Lesnar. Like, WWE just effectively lost all momentum or hope for Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that sucks.
But
we'll see.
All right, moving on. Now we're getting into our Sunday card, and our Sunday, well, Sticks kind of went above and beyond than what I did. I just gave everyone a chance to say, hey, as they announced it, Dom and I were both like, oh, I'm switching to KO. I'm taking KO. But Sticks went ahead and gave everybody 10 points for this one just because we had the addition of Gunther and KO to this match.
That was a surprise, because think about it. When Nick Aldis came out and gave Gunther the opportunity, he shook his hand. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
it made no sense. That made no
sense. But then he's like, wait, this is not a three-way. There's still one more participant. And I'm sitting there, who can this be? All of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, they talked about KO coming back. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, imagine KO came back. But that was in my mind. I didn't think that shit out like saying, but all of a sudden, boom, he came out. I'm like, holy shit.
I expected it full on to be Oba Femi.
Yeah, Oba Femi, but I thought somebody else. I didn't think KO. But that was saying in my mind, imagine it was KO, just like in my mind. And I'm like, holy shit, he came out. I'm like, you see when we fucking goddamn, we fucking started messages, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So we changed it right away. Actually, all kidding aside, we all should have not gotten this pick, even though they did it late. We should have been able to, we changed it last minute, which it was kind of funny. We should have just freaking just took it on the chin for this match. Like, shit, Kevin Owens comes out, this and that. But taking him and him winning kind of did the whole freaking CM Punk thing, where CM Punk did the Sami Zayn type of thing. So, and I do feel bad for Finn Balor because there was a lot of rumor, a lot of things. Finn Balor was winning this match. He was definitely winning this match. And
the money's there, and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I know. Punk. I know, and that's the problem. And I feel bad for Finn because Finn, he's getting the dirty end. They got buried, man. That shit sucks. You know.
And call me crazy, but I think Kevin Owens should win that match and take that belt off Punk. But I have a feeling this might be Punk's final WWE run with this title, and WWE knows it, so they're going to give him a lengthy title run into WrestleMania next year. But Kevin Owens, to his credit, man, he came out there and he said, spinal fusion surgery. Yeah, hold my beer. Let me just do a moonsault real quick. Dude, let me cannonball
and moonsault to everybody. I'm like, what the hell? And then he freaking did the jump. He did the freaking the jump off the freaking top of the rope. I'm like, yo, dude. I'm like, damn. I'm telling you, the magic of medicine and science, man. They can freaking goddamn fix anything quick.
Kevin Owens said, "Yo, fuck this neck."
Yeah. He goes, I don't need a neck. I have another one. Don't worry about it. Yeah, put those rods in my neck. Don't give me. I don't care. I love this. I love this. This job.
Who cares if I can't turn my head to the left or the right? Let's just.
I can just
do some moonsaults here.
I just need to look forward. That's it.
Yeah. Throw some cannonballs.
Nah, but he was good in the match too. He did a good job.
He did do a good job. It made no sense for Nick Aldis to come back out and award Gunther this match and then the handshake. Yeah. You had that whole feud of him trying to screw over Gunther, and just because Gunther choked you out, now all of a sudden you have some sort of respect for him where you're going to give him a championship match or add him to this match, and just so you can drive Gunther versus Sami Zayn for a while, or Sami versus Finn some more, and get KO versus CM Punk as your main event.
Yep.
What do you think of this match, Eric?
It was a fun match to watch. I was certainly surprised about KO returning, but I knew he was returning, but not sure when. I do feel the sentiment about Finn because they're giving like a fake push. But I think it was, personally, with all four, I think it was way too short for what they could showcase.
Like I said, most of these matches were 10 to 12 minutes, with your two championship matches being 30 minutes plus. Because I think Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins was 33 minutes, and that's not even including the 12-minute of entrances of Aura farming the entrances.
True. But I enjoyed the match what it was.
Yeah.
Up next, we had Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, the match that Eric conveniently talked me into switching my picks to Baron Corbin.
Bastards, man. Bastards. This is where I got screwed. Bastards.
How are you screwed, sir?
I got screwed because the fact is that I'm surprised they took it off Trick Williams out of that fast.
Especially after they just gave him a custom title.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. That was kind of, I don't know, man.
It's the same thing with Cody Rhodes. He's a better chaser than champion.
Yeah, but having him lose like that, I don't know, man. You know what? It is what it is.
It's Corbin. He's always got to cheat.
Little Yachty. I think Little Yachty fucked this match up.
I think Little Yachty was the reason. Because Little Yachty actually is becoming a wrestler. That's why he's doing that. And I think Little Yachty's going to turn and trick.
I'll tell you, I think a lot of what we got for night 2 was a direct reflection of what Triple H said after the night 1 press event, which we're going to cover in the Top Rope Takes.
Yep.
And it's a direct reflect of the criticism he got from what he said at that presser.
Sure.
But all in all, it was an all right match. I'm not the biggest Baron Corbin fan. This match did nothing to make me remotely continue to care about Baron Corbin. All it made me do was hope that they have Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov take that championship off him ASAP.
Yeah, I got something with Carmelo Hayes, man, too, in the Dirty Dumb sheet. So I got some. So we'll see.
But up next, we had the ladder match for the vacate or interim, which is now
Chelsea Green, baby.
which is now no longer interim, I guess.
Yep.
Well, Rhea Ripley had knee surgery. She came out today and showed that she had surgery on that meniscus tear.
She will be out for a few months.
She's going to be out at least probably 6 months.
She might miss Survivor Series.
So she's going to miss Survivor Series.
Yeah.
We won't see her probably again until
Royal
Rumble.
Do you think that she wins the Royal Rumble now?
She doesn't have to. I think they're going to do, if they're going to keep Chelsea interim women's champion, and they wanted to do Chelsea Green versus Rhea Ripley at Money in the Bank. And now I think if they're going to listen, if we're being honest, what a slap in the fucking face to the likes of Seth Rollins. What a slap in the fucking face to the likes of Finn Balor. What a slap in the fucking faces to a lot of these other wrestlers that have had to vacate titles due to injury. Because if you're going to let Rhea Ripley sit on the sidelines for up to 6 months, whatever this meniscus tear recovery is after this surgery, and still allow her to hold that championship, if you just don't turn around and say on SmackDown that Chelsea Green is the women's world, there's no interim added to it. If they don't stop calling it interim and just call her the WWE Women's World Champion, and then you give Rhea Ripley that first shot at her when she comes back, that's a disservice to everyone else who was forced to drop the title.
Yep.
And couldn't be hold on to it to be called interim after that. Like, I like Rhea. I get she's a huge draw and she's a huge merch seller, but what is it about Rhea over the likes of a Seth Rollins, over the likes of, Cody or Punk or anybody else that has had to drop titles due to injury?
Yeah, I feel bad for Balor because he freaking goddamn lost it. He won and lost it, had it vacated because of his injury, and never had another opportunity, to hold the championship belt again.
Like Naomi. Naomi went through all that shit, won Money in the Bank, cashed in, find out she's pregnant, and she has to drop the title. And now she never technically lost that title. Nope. Does she get first shots when she comes
Seth
back?
Rollins never lost his title either.
So should Liv Morgan be the interim women's world heavyweight champion?
Think about it. Well, Stephanie Bakir would have been the interim, and then she gave it up to.
Well, I'm just saying Liv now because she's the one holding the title.
Yeah.
So does that take away Liv Morgan's claim of she's the best women's world champion of all time? And that's what I'm saying. I think you have to let Chelsea Green just be the women's WWE champion. And this right here, I'm willing to bet money that Charlotte Flair was the original pick to win this. And then when Triple H made his comments at the presser and he got all that backlash for him because he was kind of a dunce and an oxymoron with what he said, that's when they decided to pivot to Chelsea Green. His comments directly reflect that. Because Jade doesn't deserve that title. Lash Legend doesn't deserve that title. Charlotte, nobody wants to see Tiffany. Tiffany's already annoying enough with the United States Championship.
Chelsea Green. With that either.
Yeah,
Chelsea Green. Give me Chelsea Green versus Julia. Have different people
again.
Well, yeah, she did, but I don't know. But I don't want to see Jay Cargill. I guarantee you're gonna get Jay Cargill fighting her. You're gonna get freaking goddamn other people coming back to fight her, and it's like Chelsea Green have a fight. JC Jane is definitely gonna be in the fold.
Jordan Grace. Why wasn't she?
Gotta come back.
Had her be the interim, and then you could have had Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. That people would be down for that. But regardless, congratulations to Tiffany. All right, not Tiffany, but Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes, Chelsea. Thank you.
Which this was a terrible ladder match.
And listen, she likes to thank Michael Hayes for that.
Yep. And I like how she didn't do anything but hang on the ladder the entire match and then just opportunistic and showed up and won. Good for her. Now if her husband could only get the same kind of push.
Yeah, exactly.
He's stuck with Danhausen.
Oh my God. And then we had the worst match on SummerSlam. Danhausen's human money on a pole match versus Dominik Mysterio. Poor Dominik Mysterio, man. Who did he piss off in the back?
Listen, I got that in Dirty Dom sheets too. It's something with Dom Mysterio. Look, the whole fact is that's it, man. This Danhausen shit has got to be. Look, I like Danhausen. I'm glad he didn't show up on Monday night. You got to spot him now. You can't have him everything. It's annoying. And the whole thing is that he's not losing, he's winning. And poor Dirty Dom, man, he freaking goddamn, he's the AAA champion. He keeps losing matches. He's not getting the push that he needs. And it just, and if you notice, he's been more separated from the Judgment Day more now than before. So you don't really see him with Liv.
No, he's been hanging out with. No, they've been showing him with Liv. Like,
yeah, but in the back, but really not coming out with her and stuff like that. JD. JD should win a fucking goddamn Intercontinental Championship or U.S. Championship. He's a talent, and I just hate the way the WWE operates, man. The way they do things. But and I hope this is the closure with Danhausen and friggin' the Judgment Day. No more getting in there. Just have Danhausen friggin' have a stupid segment in the back. That's it, man. What happened with Kit Wilson? He's hurt.
What happened to the Miz?
The
Miz too. So
is it? I mean, we didn't. And correct me if I'm wrong. Monday night, we did not get a Danhausen segment.
No, we didn't. You might get a Danhausen tomorrow.
More than likely, but there might be more returns coming tomorrow too.
Ooh, who do you think's returning tomorrow?
I have no idea. Either returns or debuts, because it could be
Lola Vice.
Because
they had a trademark. They sent a trademark, Vice City. So
and she just lost her underground match on Tuesday.
Yeah, but they did the same thing with freaking goddamn what's the face that lost the championship again to Zaria.
Do we
Soul?
Do we see an appearance of?
Or are you talking about Tatum?
Yeah, Tatum. She lost, and she was saying bye to everybody, but then showed back up on NXT. So you never know. Like I said,
sure.
But we are going to get a push. They said the summertime, towards the end of the summer, we're going to be getting more debuts. So.
Guess what? It's the end of the summer.
End this shit. No more Danhausen. No more Judgment Day. Move on. Damn, freaking Dirty Dom had to freaking lose.
Everybody knew what was going to happen too.
I know. It's just.
Do we get an appearance tomorrow night as SAWFT Soft?
Nope. I think he might be showing up on NXT because there was a phone call that was made.
Sure.
So we might be getting him on NXT next week.
Be Hammer Slater.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna bitch old Enzo to NXT?
Well, NXT for now, and then later on. I think they.
It'll bring him on NXT.
Yeah. I think for NXT for now, and then later on get called up, and then reunite with Cass down the road. But I think they try to make Cass. They try to push Cass by himself.
So. You got comedian Brad Williams was one of the mini Hausens in this match.
Yes.
But poor poor Dominik Mysterio.
Yo, the OTC of the mini guys.
Human money's on a pole match, which was just money with Danhausen's fucking face on it.
And $1 bills.
And $1 bills, yeah.
It was Danhausen cash.
Then we got easily what was going to be the match of the weekend right up until we got a really odd product placement because We don't have enough fucking commercials during this shit.
Got that
You got
dog in
Penta
ya.
versus Jad Gable, where Gable picked up the win in a relatively short match. I feel like these guys should have got 30, 35 minutes.
Yeah.
But you had Gable winning his first singles championship in his hometown, and he celebrated with a Steve Austin-inspired beer bath, but it wasn't Steve Weiser's. It was Mug Root Beer, as he celebrated with the Mug Root Beer mascot in the ring. You can't chug root beer like you can Steve Weiser's.
You never seen Bad Lads Chugs?
Listen, you can't have beer on
terrible
TV
product
anymore.
placement spot.
Look, you got to understand that Kurt Angle had milk. So, yeah, have root beer for Chad Gable.
Still, just, you don't have enough fucking ads in this show.
Dude,
You turn around and
corporations, man. Corporations push the agenda too much, man.
you get
TKO at his best.
Mug Root Beer with a mascot that was literally a dude in a tracksuit with a bulldog head. There was nothing more or no other attempt to that mascot costume than a dude in a tracksuit.
It's all good. It's all
with
good.
a bulldog head.
It's just sponsorship.
Really good match. The right guy won.
We all knew that he was going to win.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Then we got to our main event of night 2, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. The end of the Shield.
This was
Reigns putting Rollins to bed.
This was a fantastic match in many ways because it could have either went either or, man.
Yeah.
I look at the fact that I think, since we knew that friggin' that Roman Reigns is going to keep this belt for a long time because it's been stated in multiple reports, I would have actually gave the belt to Seth. I would have actually had that. That would have been the better story, if Seth Rollins got the belt.
To have Roman win at Mania or what?
What happened?
To have Roman win it at Mania?
Yeah. So basically, this was a great match. I think this was the one of the best matches in the whole SummerSlam. This match, and it shows that Roman Reigns is fighting everybody and winning single without having the Bloodline come in. He's doing it by himself now. All the champions that he won before when he was a OTC in the first carnation of the Bloodline, he had his family always helping him. Now he's doing it without it. And I would like to see him fight Kevin Owens again. Because when Kevin Owens fought him, Kevin Owens got his freaking handcuffed to the goddamn thing, and he lost.
Yeah.
So,
Which, if you need any more proof that WWE pays people to watch these shows, who said that? Who pitched that storyline months ago? And I said I would have Roman Reigns lose and then have him go on this whole thing about doing things himself.
Yeah.
You took part of it.
Yeah. So, hey, look, but this was the main event of this match topped friggin' CM Punk Cody match, topped the Oba Femi match. This was the best. You know what? I think this was the best match in the entire SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And at the end, after he lost, they gave the pound for one last time with the mask in the middle for Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
And I thought that was really cool.
If you look how they're placed, they make an M for Moxley.
Yep. And that was pretty cool. I like that. And now there's a rumor saying that mask might play a big part in the Bloodline moving forward. They might start wearing that mask. So there could be kind of funny with certain things, but yes, he shook off the demons that haunted him for the longest time. He beat Seth. Now, where does Seth Rollins go? Because this is my thing.
Home.
Yeah.
I think Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins has been talking about retiring. He don't want to retire too late. He wants to become a sportscaster. So I think he has a job already placed in ESPN.
Yeah, because he's been talking with Eisen for quite a few times.
Yeah, so
And he does a lot of stuff with Good Morning Football.
Yeah,
and a lot of
He's
stuff
a
with
huge Bear
ESPN. But I chalk that up to the whole WWE being part of ESPN now business. But that is a good question. Where does Seth go from here?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to watch it while Becky's out.
Yeah, because I mean, you
takes
really
time
didn't
off
get
because
you had Raw in Iowa, and Seth wasn't even on the show.
Exactly. He was supposed to be on there with a segment. He didn't show up. So I actually think that he might be taking some time off. He's probably going to come out for Survivor Series. I think because apparently there's rumors floating around, and this is a little indication of the Dirty Dom sheets that Seth Rollins might team with Roman Reigns in War Games. So there might be now they're saying that there could be something else going on in War Games. You might see Seth Rollins part of that, because I think LA Knight's taking shots at Seth Rollins too, because there's a whole bloodline thing. I mean, the whole bloodline thing, the whole Shield thing and stuff like that, which, by the way, freaking goddamn LA Knight is hysterical, man. When he did the freaking goddamn Hounds of Hell freaking the broadcast on the thing, you guys suck. When he was saying that Breaker, this, that, and going on. And I thought it was cool. But Seth Rollins, I think he takes time off. He comes back Survivor Series. And then you can start that Monday night after Survivor Series, maybe start something else. And I don't think he's getting the champion I think the championship is going to not be in his position for a very long time. And I think that might have been his last run with the championship.
For now.
For Seth, for now. And for probably the foreseeable future, probably when his time is coming up, they'll probably have one last run for the championship and give it to him before he retires. Because I actually think that he's looking to retire. His contract ends 2027.
Is he looking to retire, or do you move him to SmackDown and have him feud with the likes of Gunther or Kevin Owens or Randy Orton? Or I feel like there's good feuds, the return of him and CM Punk. There's good feuds for him over on SmackDown to where he's kind of already faced down all the demons that are on Monday Night Raw. Trick Williams, Carmelo, there's more there.
Finn Balor, another Finn Balor match.
Finn Balor.
Do you have him go for the mid card and go after Chad Gable in the Intercontinental Championship? Do you have him work some mid card stuff for a little while?
How about the tag team championships? How about having him run with somebody that is not hasn't been really utilized? You put him with Seth to go for the tag team champion. I know he had the tag team champion with Kevin Owens. He
put him in a program with Oba Femi.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. But he was, he did like in the dog match. He Oba Femi helped him out against the Vision. I don't know. Maybe the mid card for the time being. Go for the U.S. title for the time being if he moves to SmackDown.
I think he's just too above for mid card titles now.
Yeah, I know, but.
I mean, John Cena, 17-time world champion, was IC title. He
or
was
have him show up in AAA Mania and have him fight and win one of those belts.
Yeah, he could go do work with Dom, face down Dom. Lots of opportunity there in Triple Mania or AAA.
AAA, exactly.
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
All right, so we'll get down to our nitty gritty. Got the results. I was 90 points. Dom with that cool 100. Got a little assist with the Kevin Owens extra 10 points plus calling the heel turn on Paige. Sticks at 90 and Eric at 90, which I don't know where Sticks gave himself an extra 20 points because on my sheet,
exactly your sheet. You see, start the math.
On my sheet, Sticks, for night 1, Dom got 50, I got 40, Eric got 40, you got 40. Night 2, Dom got 40, I got 50, Eric got 40, and you had 30. So I don't know where you're giving yourself an extra 10 points, because even on your own graph here, the only slide that shows an extra 10 points awarded was to Dom for correctly calling the Bella's heel turn on Paige. So I don't know where you're giving yourself an extra 10 points, and you're conveniently not in the chat tonight.
Exactly.
So I would like to know where you're giving yourself a extra 10 points to make
Oh
it
yeah,
look like
math, man.
you're even on the same page
Yeah,
as.
Can I interject real quick?
What's that?
I was never talked about the whole Kevin Owens thing when it was just you and Matt. Dom and Matt.
Yeah, right, and that's why everyone just got 10 points for that.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone just got 10 points for that. But so there, that would, by my math, Sticks, if you want to do that, that would give Eric 50 and you 40. So there's an extra 10 points for you there. But where are you getting 20 points, Sticks? Where are you giving yourself 20 points? Like, I
damn,
I don't know
Sticks.
where you're coming from, Sticks. Giving yourself all these extra. Because remember, you called Nick Aldis. You were the only one that said Nick Aldis was going to win. You foo-fooed there. You said Sammy. Well, you gave everybody 10 points for that, so that's fine. We'll look past that.
That's a wash.
You said Dominik Mysterio was winning the Human Money's on a Pole match. So you're already wrong twice right there. So yeah, I don't know where you're giving yourself that extra 10 points.
You get the extra 20 points, extra 10 points because of freaking Chelsea Green win.
I mean, that would just be a normal 10 points. It wouldn't be an extra pointage.
Yeah. Damn Sticks, you see? Damn Sticks is Steiner math, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you just I'll just sneak myself in here some extra points so nobody notices. But with that being said, congratulations to Dom, who continues to hold the IWC off the mat PLE championship. He will be looked to defend that heading into Money in the Bank next month or Triple Mania if we do a predictions for that. But congratulations to Dom. Or Worlds Collide even.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Dom on that. We'll see how long his title reign will continue there. All right. So that is our results for SummerSlam. Overall, decent PLE, 2-night PLE. Night one was, I'll tell you what, I'll be honest, like after night one, I was like, okay. That main event kind of took all the air out of night one. Now, night two on paper looked much worse, but I really think that the surprise and the swerve of Kevin Owens coming back and Chelsea Green winning the ladder match did a lot to boost night two, but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins clearly did the heavy lifting when it came to salvaging SummerSlam.
Yep.
All right. That's our that was our SummerSlam recap and finding out who is and continues to be the IWC champion. Now we're going to move into our top road takes. If this is your first time checking us out, our top road takes is where we take 2 minutes-ish on the clock. Dom likes to talk, so a lot of times and dominate the conversation. So a lot of times it goes over 2 minutes, but it's where we take the top 5 biggest news stories in professional wrestling. We put 2 minutes on the clock and we give our thoughts on them. And we're going to start our top road takes tonight with something that we've touched on quite a bit, is that Triple H addressing some criticism after the night one. They brought back the presser. And Triple H made a comment about, echoing statements that were made by guys like Damian Priest and some others about getting tired of seeing the same guys in the main event. And Triple H said, look, if you want the top spot, go take it. His exact words, and I quote, if you're the guy that wants to take the spot, it's frustrating when there are guys above you and they have the spot. We're in a period of time where there are a lot of top performers in top spots that over time have earned those spots and are selling tickets and are incredibly popular. You really have to do something. The narrative of it's my turn, there are no turns. That's not how it works. You earn the spot. If somebody is getting over more than somebody else, you move that person into that spot and you move that other person down. It's not just crowd reaction. Are they going to be good in that spot? Are they going to hold up their entire end of the bargain or screw it up or make a mistake where we regret giving that to them? All those things are factored in. The right person is in the right position. I love the fact that sometimes talent is frustrated. That means work harder. Triple H automatically starts taking shots after these words, like I would say it was probably like 2.5 seconds after those words left his mouth, he started taking shots. 2 minutes on the clock. Boys, what did you think of Triple H's comments? Do you think it's kind of a naive statement to make? And please, one of you tell me how somebody who believes they can earn the spot can take the spot in a scripted sport.
You know what? Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, wait, me? Okay.
You go first.
I'll go. I think it's kind of derogatory compared to how many people are on the roster right now. Even though they're only showcasing about, a handful of 20 people per night? Even if that? That's not really enough time for all the people that are actually on the roster that are trying to showcase what they got. He said, are you bigger than Roman? Are you bigger than Cody? Or bigger than Punk? That's trying to set a high limit that's kind of almost impossible to break, so you keep pushing them. It's just, you just got to give people more time. It's just like earlier today, they said that they weren't impressed with Sol Ruka right now. So that's why they probably took off the title from Sol Ruka. It's just, it should not be a cutthroat business, especially with something that's scripted. That's all that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Jey Uso is a prime example. When he was just playing Jey Uso and with the Bloodline first time around, the story with him and Sammy, back and forth, all these things, and then he tried, that story in a whole nutshell. When he started going solo and doing the yeet thing, he got over in the crowd. So of course, there's your, if you want the top spot, go take it, type of thing. But as Matt put it out, yes, it's a scripted thing, and it's the story that's written for you to do that. And if the story sucks, you're not going to gain any top spot, because guess what? If the story sucks, unfortunately, you're not going to get over on the fans, because the fans want to see, they want to see substance, they want to see story, they want to see what the driving force behind that particular character is, male or female. And if it's not written that way, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow to try to take that top spot. I see now, like with Damian Priest, LA Knight, and people making comments, people are breaking that fourth wall, or they're breaking that the non scripted aspects of WWE. Which we're going to get into a little bit later. There was a particular thing that was said that they actually cut out because they didn't like what was said.
I thought it was a good line.
Yeah, the Dominik Mysterio friggin'.
I love that. Yeah. Becky was cooking.
That was great, but they took it out because they didn't like that line, because that line, they felt that it was degrading and they didn't want to have that, so they took it out. See, then that's the thing. So even if you try to do your own thing, they take it away. So the best bet is that, you know what? Make the best of what you can in the scripted part of what you have. Try to do your own thing as much as you can. Go against the grain and try to get that crowd backing you. It is the fandom that makes the wrestler, that pushes to the top. Everybody hated Roman Reigns. Look what's happening with Roman Reigns now. Now the people who hate Roman Reigns are the freaking goddamn podcasters and the people who are doing this because they think he's way over. The reason why he got way over, because he found the niche of what he needed to do to get with the fans. Is that
why he got way over?
Oh, well, he got way over because of the shoving the constant down the throat, but at the same time.
Is that why he got way over? I think he got way over because he generated organic sympathy.
Yeah.
And when he came back and they had the character change. Because if we still had the big dog, Roman's he ain't shit.
Look, of course, you have that as a main factor in the pandemic when he came out and he said he had leukemia. All right, fine, yes. People fell on that and they're like, damn, real life situation, this and that. We like this guy Joe because he's like one of us, he's battling something, and let's cheer for him. All right, fine. You give him the sympathy aspect. But I think there's many wrestlers back in the back that actually should have top spots, that deserve top spots of what they contribute day in and day out.
Look at the rise of Solo.
Exactly. Solo, from someone that wasn't talking, that was just a background character in the first wave of the Bloodline, then going on his own and making the MFTs his own family. Even though people didn't like it, he still had a personality. He still was funny. He still had some funny moments as a heel. But now, because of the way the Bloodline's structured, the way things are, that you don't know if the Bloodline's heel, freaking face, or whatever, Solo now has the opportunity to rise to the occasion, to get back into that championship card.
We need to change the name of this segment from Eric takes a minute and Dom takes 10.
I'm sorry, man. It's just there's a lot to talk about. I'm sorry, man. It's just one of those things because it's just.
You're fine. Continue. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm sorry. I'll stop now. If you want me to stop, you can go.
Go ahead. Make your point.
No, I was just saying.
Land your fucking plane, Dom.
No, I was just saying the fact is that Triple H coming out with that, all the criticism because people are getting pissed, and that's the shot. This, if you want the top spot, take it. That's not at the wrestlers. That's at the fans. Because the fans generate the popularity of a friggin' wrestler. So that's what he's trying to say. If you really put it in perspective, that's what he's aiming at.
Well, let me fire back at that point you made here, because look, to me, this is a very arrogant and almost hypocritical statement to make, because I do remember a time in the early 90s where he was handed the keys to the kingdom when he wasn't necessarily ready. Yep. I remember that there was times where he was being pushed in the main event where he was making botches and he wasn't over and he wasn't necessarily ready to go. Yep. He gets thrown in there with the Click and all that, but how much do people really remember Triple H as part of that group? It's usually, when you think about it, it's Hogan, Hall, Nash. A lot of people don't remember. Just like a lot of people don't remember X-Pac was part of the NWO.
Yeah, but wasn't Shawn Michaels wasn't Shawn Michaels part of the original? Remember the Click? Remember the original?
Yeah, Shawn was there too. So it's kind of arrogant to say this, and a bad look, especially in the scripted sport, when you have people that are organically over, like
Javon
Chelsea
Evans.
Green, like LA Knight, like Matt Cardona, like, the list goes on and on. Damian Priest, Finn Balor. You can't go out there and take the top spot if you're not getting TV time.
Exactly.
So how can you go out there and perform if you're not even getting a chance? Look at Royce Keys. He was effectively told, we have nothing for you. And he was brought in, and just as he's starting to get something, they write him off TV. Look at Jordan Grace.
Yep.
Look at
she was going for
Natty.
a championship against friggin' Jay Cargill.
Yeah, and so how can somebody organically get over if you're not giving them TV time? And at the same time, how can somebody not take that top spot if you're not paying attention to the names that are being called? In Sol Ruka's defense, Sol Ruka's ready. She's 100% ready. I stand by the fact that when you watch Sol Ruka versus Bayley at Saturday Night Main Event, she owned that match. She was ready. Sol Ruka, it depends on your booking of her. If she has to slow down and match her style to her opponent, she makes mistakes. If you cause her to think, she makes mistakes. If she can just run on instinct and go, she's pretty damn near flawless. You saw it all throughout NXT.
But Matt, that brings the picture. The house shows. The house shows were very important to have at that particular time, to have these fights so they get to know their opponent and the way they wrestle, so they can actually be on the same
You're 100%. You are 100% correct. You are 100% correct on that. I just think that it's a very arrogant look, and I think that somebody said something to him back. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Khan was like, dude, what are you doing? After he made these comments, because look what happened the next night. Chelsea Green wins the Women's World Championship or WWE Championship. What happens on Monday? LA Knight comes out, gets in a program with Roman Reigns.
And we had that so wrong. We didn't think LA Knight was going to come out. We thought that somebody else was going to come out. LA Knight comes out, for an opportunity. And, it's going to be a big thing now with LA Knight and Roman Reigns for the next couple of weeks, going into probably Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. I'm excited
by SmackDown tomorrow night, because SmackDown is got to be a massive show. Has to be. And I 100% feel that Netflix might even said something to him, because I know damn well after Raw last week and how bad those ratings were and what people were talking about, somebody from Netflix made a call to WWE and was like, look, boys, we can't do this anymore. You can't put out a product like that anymore.
And I thought Raw this week was pretty good.
Raw this week was very good.
Yep.
It just, to me, like, you in a sport that's scripted, you have the fan base already screaming, Cody Rhodes, we're tired of you, turn face. They don't want Cody up there. They're tired of Roman. They're tired of everyone just circling this sphere of WWE Championship. That's why I think in the men's, Kevin Owens was the only logical choice other than Finn Balor.
And when they gave it to Sammy, when they gave the championship to Sammy, he don't generate money. But people were behind Sammy. That's the whole thing. If you really think about it, the crowd was behind Sammy with the belt, even though he kind of have heel intentions. But that's the thing. For these other wrestlers to come up and to get these top spots, you make it impossible, because you got the same 5 people rotating over and over and over again. You got to make new stars. King of the Ring is where stars are born. These fights, these gauntlet matches, these challenges, these championship matches to get to a certain point, have new people winning spots. When they had King of the Ring, you wanted to see certain things. You get Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker was supposed to get the top spot. He didn't get the top spot.
Braun Breaker's another one. You watch the first 3 episodes of this new season of Unreal, and they're talking about this Braun Breaker push, and then he just disappears. And then all of a sudden on Monday night, after people have been asking for months, what the hell is going on with Braun Breaker? After Braun Breaker shows up disinterested on Raw a week ago, then all of a sudden, here he is having a stare down with Oba Femi. Yeah. Now you want to push Braun Breaker.
See, so I think you're right. I think they were talking to us. You got to start doing things better. And look, Braun Breaker was the face and was going to be the top dog.
Yes.
In WWE, he was going to be the face, the future face. And now Oba Femi came. So now, guess what? How great can this be? Oba Femi versus Braun Breaker. This could put Braun Breaker back on the top again. So these are the things that people did want, and they kept pushing it back. Now if Triple H is making comments like this, but if these stories are booked, we're in for a fun ride.
Exactly. That was my point. Now is the time. You have your 2 biggest measuring sticks in the business as your world champion and your WWE champion. Throw the fucking house at them. Yep. Stop with this Roman Reigns. I'm not going to be around. Like, we're going to get Roman Reigns' first match on Raw in years.
Yep.
Well, championship match anyway. On Raw in years in Mexico City. Dude, throw the house at them. See what you got for this future. You have CM Punk as your WWE champion. You have Roman Reigns as your World Heavyweight champion. Push. Throw the house at him. See what LA Knight has. See what Damian Priest has again. I know he was already a world champion once, but see what Priest has. See what see what some of these guys look like. See what it would look like for Matt Cardona versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. See what you have. You can't build and push the younger stars if you're not going to give them that spot. You're doing great things with Javon Evans. Cool. Get him away from fucking Rusev and Ethan Page and whatever he's doing now, and push him up. Give him to Chad Gable. Give him to Roman Reigns. See what the kid has. Find out now, while you have your two biggest measuring sticks in the business as your champions, what your future is made of. And don't abandon them. Don't abandon Sol Ruka right now because of a couple of botches. Sol Ruka is going to be fantastic. You
let her chase the championship again. Let her chase it again and give her the opportunity, because you're right. A lot of players are better chasing the belts than having the belts. Give her another opportunity down the road. Like, yeah, Stephanie Vakir.
It's not her fault. She had no competition.
The same thing with Stephanie Vakir. When she had the championship belt, she really didn't have any freaking and they took the belt off her because she got hurt. All right, fine. But the whole fact is, have them manifest these fights, make these fights meaningful, give them good story structure where eventually when they win again, it's meaningful. You feel it. That's what you want. You want these wrestlers to achieve things where you feel it, like, holy shit, this is great. Type of holy shit moments. You want that. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna go off the bat. This Triple Mania, the Worlds Collide type of thing, this is gonna be revolutionary. It's gonna be freaking it's gonna open the door for a lot of things. You know, not only you have SmackDown, you got Raw, you got NXT, all people participating. So you can have certain things and see what these wrestlers have. And it can make opportunities for new players. If you want top spots, go and take it. And I think Worlds Collide is going to make those top spots for a lot of guys.
If you want people to be stars, pay attention to your fans. Pay attention to who they cheer for. You did it with Chelsea Green. Great. You're on the brink of it with LA Knight. Yeah, we know LA Knight ain't winning that fucking championship. But what a shocker if he did. What a shock. And how would people be talking if he took the belt off Roman, even if it was for a month, 2 months, whatever, and Roman took it back from him? Imagine what people would say if LA Knight won that championship. The dude's doing great work, regardless if his balls are showing up in the middle of a match or not. Let the dude.
Dunkachino. He's teabagging. He was teabagging.
All right. Up next, WWE AAA tournament to decide Roman Reigns' next challenger for the Monday Night Raw in Mexico City, Mexico. Boys, the odds-on favorite in this is Penta, but are we just leading, and is this just the fast track to get us El Grande Americano versus Roman Reigns?
That's what it is for.
Hey,
2 minutes on the clock.
But you know what's funny? Matt, didn't they say that? And then all of a sudden they started posting the things?
Yeah, but I think, I mean, not to discredit you, Dom, you did say it, but I really think that, like, anybody who watches the product and watches what they're doing with Chad Gable after that mask versus mask, of course they're going to, and the fact that we're going to get Dominik Mysterio versus El Grande Americano for the AAA Mega Championship, and is AAA before this goes down?
AAA
September 14th?
Yeah.
So are we going to possibly see, AAA Mega Champion El Grande Americano versus WWE World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns?
You might. Could possibility be. You might.
Because that's what I feel like they're building towards.
And
it's either going to be El Grande Americano or it's going to be Penta.
Listen, I give it to El Grande Americano with the AAA championship. That would be freaking nice. And you could see freaking Roman Reigns trying to take that championship off him. And there'll probably be some shenanigans because, Dirty Dom will probably do something. And, I'll tell you what. You could have a story. Like, if this story does transpire into Raw or SmackDown afterwards, you get Judgment Day helping Roman beat El Grande Americano and then Roman Reigns getting pissed off that he had help, and then going after the Judgment Day. Oh, there's only 2 players of Judgment Day, taking out JD and taking out Dom, but there could be some possible story. But that could be a good match, man. That could definitely be a good match. You know,
so, Triple Mania is on September 11th and 13th.
All right,
Worlds
so
Collide
yeah,
Worlds Collide is on the 26th.
yeah. So
okay, so you could have El Grande Americano take that belt off Dominik Mysterio at AAA because Dominik Mysterio is fighting both nights, right?
Yep.
So you have him take that belt off of Dominik, and then you turn around the next night on Raw, and you have El Grande Americano, AAA Mega Champion versus Roman Reigns. If it's me booking this, I'm giving it to Penta because I want to see what Penta has. El Grande Americano's got his thing going on AAA. That's great. He's huge over in Mexico. It makes sense. But Penta's huge in Mexico too. See what you got with Penta. See what you got as far as Penta carrying a WWE World Championship, and give us Penta versus Roman. Let's see what Penta's got. Does Penta have the right to be in that same ozone as
and you know why?
Roman Reigns?
The match really goes off well, and Penta really shows some stuff that could freaking shoot Penta into the freaking stratosphere. If you really think about it. You know, he's already over with the fans. They like him. But just imagine a marquee match with Roman Reigns can really take him ahead. How many wrestlers fought a champion and really, even though they lost, really got the momentum on their shoulders after that match and really pushed them to further bigger things?
You got to give us something outside of Roman Reigns' comfort zone. I want to see somebody come in and go against Roman that forces him to have to do more than just his 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
Give us something new. Give us something new out of your playbook that you've been holding in your arsenal that you don't really use. I don't know. Eric, what do you think about all this?
With the whole Triple Mania thing or the whole Worlds Collide thing?
All of it. All of it.
So I hope I know who's in the tournament starting next week, like the whole bracket. But preferably, I know you want Penta, but I prefer Rey Fenix. Because I think Rey Fenix has more athleticism. It would take Roman Reigns to catch up to his speed, so to speak. I hope it is a great tournament.
Well, so this tournament's going to be done before Worlds Collide. Just keep that in mind because the winner fights Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw in Mexico City on September 14th.
And I think the finals might happen at the Triple Mania on the 13th. I'm excited to do something like this to combine all brands. All guys is I'm just looking forward to it. That's it.
The only thing is it says it's luchador. So are we gonna have, like Dom sent the meme about LA Knight putting on a luchador mask and wrestling as a luchador? Do we have Sami Zayn come back as El Generico for a night? Do we have Cody Rhodes show up in a luchador mask?
I mean, if they could bring back El Generico, that'd be great. But I think the whole trying to bring back the whole Grande Americano type gimmick, it's just done and over with.
Because that'll be kind of he's over.
We're talking about freaking LA?
No, I'm talking about El Grande Americano.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Which is like I said, I saw the dirt sheets showing that he's favored to win, but I'm just not sure how they're gonna present it. That's it.
Well, I think it's funny that people are already running with the narrative of Cody Rhodes putting on a luchador mask and getting into this match. But sign me up. I'm excited for it. I just hope there's more to it than just a glorified way to get us Roman Reigns versus El Grande Americano.
Yep.
All right. Up next, we have Kairi Sane finally breaking her silence about her WWE release. She's saying that she was blindsided by her WWE release, and she really felt like she was in for massive storyline. Do you boys really think that with 2 minutes on the clock that Kairi was in for a massive storyline? Do you think that her not getting fired would have given us more than we got out of the Asuka Io storyline, or was what culminated between Asuka and Io pretty much always going to be the final, and it was more just going to be the battle for Kairi, and there was really not going to be a big push from Kairi coming out of this.
I actually think there was going to be a push. I think her and Io were definitely going to be something, and they'll probably go to tag team champions. I think what was going to happen, I think that she was going to break away from Asuka, and Asuka was going to be the odd woman out because of finally Kairi she finally took the chance and left, and then to build the storyline with her and Io as tag team champion, the fight for the championship, the tag teams. And I think that story would have propelled, and later on you would have had Asuka teaming up with somebody down the road, and I think the whole thing with Asuka too, her leaving and her, not retiring but taking time off, it had something to do with this going on too. And I know she had her personal problems, but I think definitely they would have been a bigger push for her. Maybe even a championship, a Intercontinental Championship, a U.S. Championship push for her, and that could have been.
I would also agree that it could come into a more longer storyline with Kairi, Io, Asuka, maybe even Julia.
Yep.
Because once, let's say, Io takes Kairi, then Asuka can recruit Julia to be her protege as well. Then that'll be a culminating of the two, which could be for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I mean, I agree. Like, with these type of layouts, everybody was blindsided by it, even us. And she was getting pushed hard during the storyline. It just sucks that it came to that.
See, I don't think she was really getting pushed. I think the storyline was revolving around her, and she was the centerpiece of the storyline. But I think there's a big difference between, and people miss that, there's a big difference between being the center point of that story and actually getting that big push.
She did win a couple matches, though.
I think they should have moved. I think they should have moved her to a singles competitor, even maybe back down to NXT if they wanted to, versus releasing her. I don't know that there was really much left on that bone for her and Asuka or her and Io. I don't want to see her going from tagging with Asuka to turn around and tagging with Io and tagging with Julia. I don't know why they have this need to put these Japanese wrestlers together. Why they can't, because when they brought the Kabuki Warriors back, it was just like, oh, this is kind of like a one-off thing for a couple months. It wasn't supposed to last as long as it did. So I don't know why they couldn't just let them go on their own and be individuals and solo competitors. I think she would have done great things in the women's mid-card, whether it's the women's Intercontinental Championship or women's United States Championship, and then like that. Like, I think Julia would too. I don't know. I feel like them keeping the Kabuki Warriors around for as long as they did really ended up hurting Kairi, and then nothing came out of that storyline. Io, honestly, is the one that's coming out of all this with the best, because Asuka's at home, Kairi's at home, and Io's still employed.
They're still getting championship matches.
Yep. So I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with Kairi that there was going to be a big push for her coming out of that storyline. So, all right. We talked about it a little bit. Out of the injury to Brie Bella at SummerSlam, Nikki Bella is going to put her WWE career on hold, effectively changing the storyline between her and Paige, because she says she doesn't want to do this without her sister. So, boys, 2 minutes on the clock. Is it time just for the Bella Twins to call this comeback a wash and that it didn't work out, seeing as they're both keep getting injuries and they just move on and, be happy that they got the career that they did and that Brie got one last run with the title?
Right.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I really don't care.
There you go.
Pretty short and sweet right there.
The
Bellas have been just so bland. They haven't really done anything with the titles. It's just, hey, title match. Win, bye. They have no personality. Their charisma is atrocious. It's all there is just sex appeal, and that's it.
You don't think Nikki was doing good things when she was
She was
going for the title?
watching more than she was before.
That's pretty harsh.
Am I wrong?
No, but I think that, there was good storyline there with Paige and Nikki that could have held them over until Brie comes back and they start their tag team championship run. Brie did it when Nikki was gone, and now Nikki just wants to put her career on hold after just being injured for how long? It makes me wonder if she's not fully recovered yet, and that's why she came back for that match at SummerSlam, and since Brie got hurt, she's like, well, I'm not fully healed. I don't know if I can go. Let's just put it on hold. She said she wanted to be done. She doesn't want to wrestle after 2027. So you're going to take the rest of 2026 off and hope to maybe get a couple months depending on the length of Brie's injury?
You got a question. Every time she returns, she gets injured.
Well,
and that's like even within a few months of coming back.
That's what I think you just chalk your return up to being a failure, and you go back into being retired. You go back to being remembered as a WWE Hall of Famer, and you call it there. Like, I understand that you wanted to be a women's tag team champion with your sister, but at some point you just gotta admit it's not in the cards. Or you have this feud with Paige and maybe have something come out of it, and maybe have her have one more single title run. There's mid-card titles now that these guys can go after. Paige could be Women's United States Championship. I think that's the direction you go. You have Paige go after Tiffany, and you have her take that belt off Tiffany Stratton, because at least Paige is going to defend it in better matches.
Yep.
Or you could have Nikki Bella go after the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
She'll get
right now.
Raquel.
You go after Raquel. Oh, yeah, I mean, you push Raquel how many times and just gave her championship matches for no reason. You could have Nikki have a run with mid-card, things like that. But I think as far as Bella goes and they want to be tag team champions together, it just doesn't seem to be
in the cards.
In the cards, yeah.
Look, I look at it this way. It's unfortunate injuries play its toll with them coming back. I think what they should do is just become great, good ambassadors to wrestling and chalk it up from there. Or when Brie does come back, you can continue the storyline, but people are going to be not invested anymore like they are. Like the whole thing with Brock and freaking Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, because of injuries. The excitement for that feud fizzled out in a heartbeat because he was injured. They were both injured at different times. So the same thing with the Bellas. Listen, the Bellas had their time, and you're right. They should move on. I don't think they should retire. I think move on and do something different. Like you said, go after the mid-card.
Yeah, I mean, your sister's got a busted scapula. Like, she's going to be out.
She's going to be out for a while.
Probably 6 months.
Yeah, and the recovery time after you do it after 6 months, the rehabilitation is going to take a long time.
I mean, maybe 6 weeks. It is a broken bone, so maybe 6 weeks. But that's even after if it heals, because sometimes those shoulders injuries never heal correctly.
Right way, exactly. So you have to.
And then the time it gets you back into being in ring shape.
Yep.
And all that. Nikki could go on and pad your stats, man. Make it where people. If I was Nikki, man, I would be looking at it like, okay, Brie's hurt. This is my turn in time to make myself undeniable. Go out there and win.
She already did that when she went against Becky.
But Matt, you got to look at it this way. Remember, it's scripted. We have no story for you.
I know.
Have no story for you since your sister's out.
But she has enough pull, I think, to politic to make herself undeniable, where she could go out there and win the women's Intercontinental Championship, win the women's, United States Championship, and at least go down as a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, she could, but
have the icing on the cake, have it be to get the Grand Slam champion, have her win the women's tag team champions with her sister and make it that icing on the cake.
A lot of this has to come with the fact when she got hurt. I think when she got hurt, it kind of took the steam out of her comeback. Like she was like second thoughts about the comeback, and then seeing her sister get hurt. Like, you know what, this might not be in the cards. I'll see where I'm at, career on hold until she gets better. If she doesn't come back, and I think that's it. I think this could be the possibility you see the last of the Bellas. Even if Brie does get healthier, I think time, the circumstances are definitely not in their favor, and I think they'll move on at that, unless you get that one final run push where they win the belts and but it's going to be a while, because think about it. It's 5 months less of this year. If she's out for a long period of time and come back next year, that's another whole year. Let Paige go on to bigger, better things, move along, and then if you want to have something down the road, you try. But the fans aren't going to care. The fans don't care to begin with.
I care. I know I'm just a disgusting chode in the internet, but I love seeing a Nikki Bella booty shake, and I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
That is definitely chud material.
Hey, listen. I'm fine with it.
Creeper. And listen, at the same time, if you know me, I love my booty shaking too. When it comes to,
I think Nikki Bella is still sexy as hell.
She is. She definitely is. She's in her 40s. Be very sexy mama. Yeah, 40s. This and that. So she's definitely she's good. But the fact is that wrestling is not going to be kind to them when they come back, because it took a long time for Brie to get back in her shape, to get back into wrestling after having the kids. So now her injury is going to set her back even longer, and she did a good job.
I don't necessarily know if her shape had to do with it. I think a lot of where Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson was employed with had a lot to do with it.
I know it does, but at the same time, look, but try getting in ring shape. Look, we've never been in ring shape because we've never been in the ring.
I've never been in shape, let alone ring shape.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. So think about that. You're a stay-home mom. You stayed home. You took care of kids. Then to go back, all of a sudden, to go back into the thing after you retired a while ago. So I kind of think that
the only in shape I am is round.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm much lighter now, and I'm not as round, but the only shape I know of is round.
Round shape. Oddly shaped. There you go. But I think if they do come back, they come back. If not, I don't think it's going to really matter. But I think I'm very surprised that she's putting her career on hold because of this. So there's a little bit more that factors into this for her doing that. Like she did say that she wanted to go out with a bang with her sisters. They wanted to go out and together. And that's one of the reasons why she probably is doing this, because she specifically said that when she coming back with that's what she wanted. So like I said, maybe they wait a few months, they come back and try one more opportunity and see where that takes them. But the fans aren't going to be interested with the storyline with her, Paige, and Brie. They're going to be checked out, looking for the next big thing. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm Nikki Bella, I'm going to go out there and do everything I can to make myself undeniable and go out on a Grand Slam championship. All right. Next topic. MJF taking shots at Roman Reigns last night on AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico. I'm going to play the clip here. I'm going to play the clip of MJF's promo and then get your guys' thoughts on on what MJF had to say regarding Senior Roman Reigns. Cue this up here. Make sure audio for it is on. All right, let's see what old MJF had to say.
The only championship that should be recognized is the Triple B, and the only champ that should be recognized is me. And after August 30th at All In with that fake main event, I don't give a damn if the winner's a Best Bout Machine or an aerial assassin, because I am going to remind the world, whether you like it or not, I am your one true champion. It is my...
All right. So do you boys see that as him taking shots at Roman Reigns, or do you think that is more so him just taking shots at Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay?
I actually think both.
I just think it's a nothing burger for me, but go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I think it's both because you're calling yourself the one true champion, OTC. You know, that's Roman Reigns is thinking the original tribal chief. So kind of he's taking a shot at both. And one true champion too also. Yeah, to Kenny Omega, to Will Ospreay, but also to WWE. He is the one and only true champ out of the that is kind of little shades of taking a shot at WWE too as well. In there. I think so.
I see the subtle jabs, but I think it's just, to me, like I said, it's just a nothing burger. He's just referencing Roman Reigns without saying it, by saying recognize instead of acknowledge.
And yeah, one true champion instead of original tribal chief.
Yeah, it's just, he's trying to be clever, but it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And MJF's known for taking shots and bringing up WWE. Like, he did it when he was going through the whole contract negotiations and making reference to Nick Khan being the only Khan that's worth the damn, and all his comments he's made before. This isn't the first time he's referenced WWE. It won't be the last. I kind of agree with Eric here. I think it is more of a nothing burger, and it's just a coincidence, and he's more so taking shots at Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
No, he is. But come on, who comes up with the one true champion OTC?
A guy who's really good at promos.
Yeah, he's good at promos. Don't get me wrong, he's good at promos. Dude, he takes shots. He takes shots as wrestlers all the time. He calls himself the only true champion. He recognizes himself as the only true champion. Yes, it's most likely to Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, but that statement can make ripples. The one true champion. The hell with you, OTC. Figuring the original tribal chief. Kind of little shades thrown out there. It may not be directly, but it is a shade throwing it out there.
All right. Those are our top road takes. 2 minutes on the clock. Top 5 hottest news stories in professional wrestling today. Now I hand it over for the dirtiest man in the business, the man that has his ear to all the dirt sheets. Dirty Dom, what are the dirt sheets?
All right, actually,
I got this week.
I got 2 of them that just came in, not so long ago. So Nick Aldis' next match is expected to be in 2027. So we talked about that. So probably in WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. One of those matches in 2027, and it might be against McIntyre because McIntyre was the original person that the whole feud was supposed to be about with Nick Aldis, isn't that he was getting screwed. So if give or take 2027, you'll see Nick Aldis in wrestling here again. What do you think about that?
I don't know how much I believe that because you're asking a lot of WWE to try and book a match for 2027 when they can't even book a match for a week from now.
But maybe they have plans. I mean, they said, listen, don't worry about it. You'll get another match probably next year. because he's going to stay the general manager.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
I don't think he's going to do another match.
No?
No, I think the one with Gunther, since he is a career killer, that's going to be his last match.
Okay. Hey, listen, I still think that he's going to have that feud with McIntyre when he returns. Whenever he returns down the road. So, all right. So this came into, it's part wrestling, but also has something to do with football. So, friggin' Steiner's son, Brock, who got picked by the Saints, he's suspended for his first 6 games of the season. PEDs.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah. So, but there's something funny
that
about
doesn't surprise me considering the family he comes from.
Right.
What made me laugh, there's one person that actually made a comment on this thing, which was really funny. He goes, if you're using Steiner math, 6 game suspension means misses 33 and 1/3% of the season. He just came out and says, if you're using Steiner math, which is kind of funny, but it is actually, you can do it.
Technically it is.
But yeah, so suspended. Hey, listen, and exactly his background, the family he comes from, that, that stinks. But rest assured, his football career is not going to work out. He's going to wind up being the WWE ASAP, whenever they get the chance.
We got an update. Rhea Ripley's injury. They're saying expected to be medically cleared within 2 to 3 months. So late September, early October.
Just in time for the Money
maybe
in the Bank?
time for Survivor Series. Because Money in the Bank is October 17th.
Well, there's conflicting stories, though. But they're saying that because she had surgery, this other person saying because she had surgery, it requires 5 to 9 months of rehabilitation before an athlete can be cleared for full contact. So that would push her to early 2027 with the ranging from February through May of next year. So yeah, you got to take that belt off of her and just make Chelsea your champion.
Huh. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, there's another announcement that came. So Becky Lynch and Finn Balor will make a massive announcement tomorrow. So people are speculating they're going to get Clash in Dublin or something to do with Ireland. We're going to be getting a big PLE in Ireland.
But will be announced next summer.
They're going to announce it tomorrow. Do we get Royal Rumble in Ireland? Not this year, not next year, but the following year?
I would say maybe a SummerSlam. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Crown Jewel.
Backlash.
Money in the Bank? Ireland?
Maybe. I think it's definitely going to be a PLE in Ireland.
All right,
we're getting Royal Rumble in our backyard, Eric.
I know. I'm happy about you guys, man. Yeah, you better go.
And it's going to be for one night. We have to worry about 2 nights.
Yeah, the 2 nights. That's another thing I had at the 2 nights. So it was going to be Royal Rumble's going 2 nights, which kind of sucks.
I don't think it's going to be this one. It might be the one after.
It's not this year. It'll be next year.
Next year is going to 2 nights. This is the last year of it's going to be so 2 nights. So you get the men's 1 night and the women the next night. Or you're going to have 2 Royal Rumbles. We have 2 champions on both brands if they do separate the brands again.
No, I think it would be a men's 1 night, women's the next type scenario.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot of sources out there indicating that there is definitely backstage heat with CM Punk and Triple H. This is new backstage heat, and it's due to the fact that they were moved and not being the main event of SummerSlam Day 1, that they were the second match at the end. and the frustrations were shown and was shown in the press conference and stuff like that. So, would you think? I know CM Punk is very vocal when it comes to things, and I could see CM Punk definitely being upset with the fact that a match between him and Cody should have been the main event. So, what do you guys take on that?
He got the longest match on the card.
Well, he got the. Oh, no, I think Roman and Seth was longer.
No, it's Roman and Seth.
No, I'm in day one.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's any backstage heat on it because CM Punk said, no matter where I am on the card, I'm the main event. And a lot of the talk backstage said that they had to move in order to do the spot where Brock rips the canvas up and exposes the boards and all. They had to make that the last match of the night for that spot alone. So that's why they moved it.
Okay.
And there was more heat and more interest because they didn't have enough time to build a story between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and make people care. Like, so much so that they had to revert to the, I don't like you. I respect you and I love you, but I don't like you. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? So they didn't have enough time to build a proper story, build a proper feud. So, yeah, I mean, why not main event with the match that everyone was looking forward to and just shit on everyone's hope and dreams the way they did? Like, I think they executed it perfectly.
True. Definitely.
I don't think there's any heat between Triple H and
Punk
regarding that.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. Hell froze over when Punk came back. That whole thing got thrown out the window.
But I think Punk is really just there for the ride now, and like, I think there's not a whole lot that he's going to get upset about booking wise, and I think they talk to him and he understands it. Maybe as short of them being like, okay, Vince is coming back. I don't really think Punk cares,
Yeah.
He's champion. He's making the money. Like, he's the draw. He's what everyone wants to see. So I don't think he really cares about
match
spot
placement.
on the match placement. That's just my 2 cents on it.
All right. We'll see what happens down the road, with that. All right, so another story. Apparently, Carmelo Hayes is definitely not a priority for the WWE and not one of the current favorites in the company.
Well, is that really newsworthy? I think we all fucking knew
the
that.
Fact is, it says, however, it's noted that there is no outstanding reason why Hayes was left over SummerSlam card and U.S. Championship match with Trick Williams and Baron Corbin, and that he does not have any heat with the company. They just don't like. I don't know why they don't like him. I think he's charismatic. I think he has he's a good wrestler. I think he has a lot going for him. I just don't understand what the company's expecting and the company wants.
Ship him back down to NXT.
Yep, I would like all these guys that are not on TV. NXT, build NXT up again, have them go down there to wrestle, and when they come up, you can repackage them and try to see what happens after that.
It's working well, Grayson Wall right now.
Send him to AAA. There's spots that you can use them, and that's not really newsworthy. It's not like they're hiding it. It took them forever to push him when he was called up. He only got pushed when they were doing the Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge. United States Championship Open Challenge.
Well, they did their matches with Andrade.
Yeah, you have your built-in feud there with Trick Williams that you can revisit, and they don't want to pull the trigger on that. They didn't want to put him in. It's not surprising. I don't know why. Maybe he's just not getting over. Maybe they just feel like he's carbon copy of other superstars.
LA Knight, carbon copy of the Rock and Stone Cold.
Well, I mean, LA fucking Knight is.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Listen, I think he should get more love, man. I think he should be more part of the initial picture of the mid card, or give him a tag team championship. You'll have him and freaking Trick become tag team champion. I know you're pushing Trick to the bigger, better things, but I think you don't push him too fast to freaking get the lackluster. He already lost the lackluster of turning face. Kind of he was good as a heel, and the way he was going about the fans and that, and you pushed him too quick to change his course of who he was. And Carmelo Hayes didn't use him, but then he was outstanding when he had that U.S. Championship and he had the open challenge with it. So hopefully in the future they'll find a place for him and Dragunov and freaking Jordan Grace, because it's unfortunate. They're damn good wrestlers and they're definitely exciting to watch.
Sadly, I feel like we might be getting some more future endeavors coming, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ilya is one of them, Jordan Grace is one of them, Carmelo Hayes is one of them.
Yeah, Dragunov.
I said Ilya.
Yeah, Ilya. Yeah. All right.
Did you just call him Emilio?
No. I said
Emilio Dragunov.
I said Emilio.
Emilio. All right, go ahead, Dom.
All right. So we talked about it a little bit before. So they said that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins reportedly could be on the same side as Survivor Series War Games 2026. Growing speculation that the tribal chief and the visionary could put their differences aside against a common enemy inside War Games. Who is the common enemy? Well,
LA Knight.
LA Knight, freaking Solo.
Well, I mean, they're going to need somebody new because Royce Keys is all but effectively shelved. I'm sure he'll be back by then. But
Could be.
But it feels like after his performance at SummerSlam and what they did to him on Raw, they're kind of lost faith in Royce Keys too.
It's unfortunate because Royce Keys pretty much getting his stride back, and so I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, it's still weeks away, a couple of months away from Survivor Series, and things can change. We got some surprises that might be added to the card. We don't know what the deal is. We don't really know what the hell Money in the Bank is going to be yet. Who's the participants of Money in the Bank? You still don't know the participants that are going to be in freaking goddamn Worlds Collide. So you still got a lot to go. But like I said, you might get a new feud with Seth Rollins moving forward after War Games, and get him back in the card. The picture. Like I said, he'll probably take a little time off.
Sadly, I can probably tell you who Seth Rollins' first feud will be now that I've been thinking about it.
Oh.
Big Cass.
Maybe. I can see Big Cass coming out and interfering and attacking Seth Rollins. All right. So we talked about this before. WWE filed the trademark Vice City.
Yep.
So the speculation is that Lola Vice is definitely might be coming to the main roster.
Maybe they're just really big GTA fans.
What happened?
Said maybe WWE is just really big GTA fans.
Yeah. Could be. Like I said, you're going to have the summertime. It's almost the end of the summer. And they said that they're going to have more call-ups. So they're going to go through the line of women because more women are going to probably come up than the men. Who do you bring up in the men? If
nobody.
Absolutely nobody yet.
That men's division is still so fucking depleted in NXT. You're not doing shit with Mason Rook anymore. The most interesting thing you got going right now is Cruz Montana, fucking Grayson Waller, and
Tony
D'Angelo. Yeah. Everyone else is pretty much throwaway down there.
Well, you got Miles Bourne, and this guy are tag team.
I don't need to see Timu Randy Orton.
Yeah, right. The Timu Randy Orton. But they are tag team champions, and he's a double champion now. On there, so. And the other thing is, like we talked about before, that they took out on the replay of on Netflix on Raw when Becky Lynch said sleeping with Dominik Mysterio. He goes, "You're not even the best champion when you slept with Dominik Mysterio." So say that invading that freaking you had Rhea Ripley as
if you're gonna quote the line, quote it right. You're not even the greatest women's champion to have slept with Dominik Mysterio.
Okay, there you go. All right, I'm sorry. You know what I was I was getting at. But the whole fact is that for them to take that out, it kind of sucks. Oh, PG. I'm tired of the P. See, I think them being too. I know they got all these sponsors, but them being PG kind of holds them back from being even better than what they are. You know, if you can make people cook with their promos and they say something out of the ordinary to in that freaking feud they're talking about, I think that should be. You should have more of that. I don't think you should be taking out what people say. I think
that was one of the whole selling points about Raw going to Netflix is less censorship.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, they also blurred out the quote-unquote blood from Royce Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing that, and they did the blood with the week before. They had the blood. Who else had blood in their face that they took out? They made it black and white. Was it Braun Breaker again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what their deal is, man. Netflix is a fucking cable company. You know, show something. You know, people get frustrated. You're doing dumb things. Making things a little edgier. Bring back a freaking fraction of the Attitude Era. You know, freaking Triple H.
I don't think you need to go Attitude Era.
Like, no, I'm just going out there. Bring a fraction of it. Give something. Freaking Triple H being part of the Attitude Era should have some creative fucking thought on how certain episodes should go. That's the problem.
I think we look at the Attitude Era with rose-colored glasses, and we think that it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. But
I know. Look, you go back. I actually watched segments from the Attitude Era. A lot of it's freaking funny. You know, it's great. You know, a lot of good things came out of the Attitude Era. It made you want to watch the next week and the week after, and knowing that you had freaking goddamn Sunday Night Heat, you had SmackDown where things continued, and you were freaking goddamn waiting to see what happened. The Ministry of Darkness, the Corporation, you know, these things really made you want to watch wrestling, and that's the problem. Then when they had the halftime, the Super Bowl, where you hear The Rock fighting freaking goddamn Mick Foley at halftime, that was great. And that's the thing they're missing. They're missing that magic that they had back then. You know, look, you went to the Ruthless Aggression Era, and then with Cena, you went to the PG Era. Even in the PG Era with Cena, you still had some things that went on. You're not going to get, I'm in the middle of the ring with Lita and Edge. We're having sex tonight segment. You know? And freaking goddamn the King saying puppies all the time. And freaking, you're not going to get that anymore. I understand that.
He's a man.
But at least have a little fraction, make things edgier to a point where like, oh shit, I got to see this. I want to see what transpires. They keep taking shit out. They keep neutering the dog every time. The dog keeps getting neutered.
You leave the live sex show alone, right?
Yeah, the live sex show, that was cinema. But what do you guys think, man? I don't know.
I'm just getting tired because everybody thought it was going to be less censorship, but it's been more censorship than ever. And that's just where I think it's a TKO thing, so they can save their sponsorships from going on pretty much. Because that's what's getting the products on the ring and the LED boards and things like that.
Well, think about it. The abuse, they freaking fight for the abuse of women. That's why they don't fight women anymore. Because they're women, they have a sponsorship for abused women. And that's the thing. You're not going to see.
That's a silly point for Dom. I can't see these dudes beat up chicks anymore.
Well, last night in freaking AEW, freaking Christian freaking punched that.
Maria Shafir.
Yeah. So, we're not going to see the likes of Penta versus freaking Io Sky, Penta versus Chelsea Green anymore in freaking Lucha Underground. But it's a show. It is a show. It's not real life. Look, if that's the case, every movie you're not going to have any type of stuff that's crazy in the movies because you're afraid of what people are going to think. It's a friggin' show, man. Stop this shit. Just put it out there and have fun with it. Make things happen. You're playing it safe with every friggin' thing, and that's why it's boring. That's why people are complaining. That's why you're not getting the viewership. You're getting more thumbs down than thumbs up.
Or are they tactfully trying to get you to tune in to the live product? Because then that way, if you're watching it live, you're not missing something. You run the risk of missing out on something if you watch the replay. So I think it's more so, yes, to censor for kids and the audiences, but I think it's also to drive the live viewer. They want that live number. They don't give a shit about your rewatch. They want that live number. And so if you're tuning into Monday Night Raw every week because you might miss something that's going to be edited out later.
That can be true. But I totally think it's the other way around. They're just freaking doing what they want to do because they don't want to do sponsorships.
I'm talking about right now. Ain't nobody booing Oba. So if you put anybody up against Oba right now, he's too hot. So they'll boo Braun.
But they're gonna react to Braun. They're gonna.
Is that you, Matt?
They're gonna do everything.
What?
Yes, Matt.
Matt, is that you? Listening to something?
I'm not listening to anything.
I heard something like talking in the background.
Oh no, I'm not listening to anything. I don't know what it was. I'm listening to you preach on about the Attitude Era again.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not enough TNA and wrestling anymore. Not enough tits and ass. Not enough beating women.
I want to see
more Road Dogg punching China in the face.
Mud matches. I want to see Braun bikini matches. I want to see shit like that. I want to see. I want to see freaking Trish Stratus, freaking degraded, freaking going on her knees.
Don't say that.
I want to see.
No,
I know, but I'm just saying. The whole fact is that they have to do a little bit.
The views and opinions of Dirty Dom are those of his own and do not reflect the rest of the panel on off the mat.
No. Listen, but just kidding with that. But the whole fact is that you want to at least make a PG-13 freaking segment. You know, have that PG-13, make it edgy. That type of have a little fun with it. You're just playing it safe, and it's like it does get boring.
Zaggy says, just turn to Pornhub.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, Zaggy. No, but I'm just trying to. You want to make things edgier.
I mean, you're almost there. You got LA Knight's testicle and SummerSlam. Like you're almost there.
I want to see that
shit himself.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yo, listen, freaking CM Punk was playing a story, freaking two girls in a cup, type of thing. Come on, man.
There you go.
But okay,
you got Raquel's thong.
Oh, that's awesome.
You were almost there. You were almost.
Hey, you have all those wardrobe malfunctions. Tiffany Stratton, freaking Jay Cargill.
Tiffany Stratton's got them fucking bad boys so strapped in that they're popping under pressure.
I know. But all kidding aside, I think the product needs a little adrenaline to really get it going. And
I don't think it needs nudity or.
No, I'm just saying, stop taking out segments. Stop, like somebody says something, stop taking out those words. Stop blurring out the blood. Just show it.
Watch it live, and then we don't. If you watch the product live, then this isn't a conversation worth having.
I know.
Yeah.
But it is a topic. People bring it up. It's like censoring the people in the stands by manufacturing fake cheers, by taking out people saying that they missed somebody. Those are the things that are annoying. Those are the things that, what the hell are you doing? You're freaking out. You're censoring. You're blocking. You're doing all these things because you don't like the criticism. You don't like certain things. Listen, you will get more eyes watching if you freaking goddamn make it edgier. Plain and simple.
I don't think it has to be edgy. Have good stories. Get people invested.
No, good stories, but have things where people want to tune in. And that's why I bring back the Attitude Era. They had good stories. They had direction. They utilized the players that they had in the back, no matter what it was.
We say the same shit every week.
I'm sorry, but until they start watching this show and they really understand that Dom Tober knows what he's talking about.
There's going to be like Dom Tober's a pervert.
I'm not a pervert, man. I'm just a fucking observant guy.
Dom Tober is a pervert that just wants to see TNA and wrestling and mud.
He came so far, he wants to bring us back.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dom Tober wants nothing more than to see Mae Young brought back from the grave and deliver another hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Dom wants. Remember the angles of, like I said, we look at the Attitude Era through rose-colored glasses, but remember what else we got in the Attitude Era? We got, the hand.
Yeah, sexual chocolate.
Yep, you got Val Venus getting his pee-pee chopped off.
that was funny, but
By
that's
Kai and Tai.
funny.
And then somehow he's in a fucking tag
King,
team match with John Wayne Bobbitt.
And JR, the King and JR made those segments fun.
They did, yes.
Especially the King with him, puppies, and all those things, the way he used to react. Those things made it.
To be honest, that shit kind of got annoying real quick for me.
Yeah, it just was. All of a sudden,
we're in a time where we celebrate women, not degrade women.
I know we celebrate women, but the fact is that they don't want to lose a sponsorship for abusive women. That's why they don't have women fighting men. That's why if they have a mixed gender match, you have to tag the woman in for the woman to fight each other, not the man fight. So it's entertaining. It's a show. It's not like it's a real life. You're showing this. It's part of the sports entertainment. First of all, wrestling altogether. You have young kids watching it. It's showing people beat the shit out of each other. You're going to have your kids sit there and watch that. But you're not going to have your kids sit there and watch something that has an Attitude Era figure-esque. The 90s kids, we were great. The kids had it great. They watched a friggin' entertaining show. Wrestling was number one. Do that again.
I don't think it works.
The world we live in can't do shit anymore.
I just don't think the Attitude Era works in today's climate, man.
Because everybody gets offended, or there's always something.
That's it. And you're gonna get sued. And I think TKO and WWE are locked up in enough lawsuits between the Janelle Grant, Vince McMahon arbitration.
Well, that's over with. The Janelle Grant thing is over with.
No, there's just an arbitration, so it's not in the public eye anymore. You got the Ring Boy lawsuit. They just had lost a shit ton of money from the lawsuit with the stockholders over the merger with TKO. So I mean, they're in a lot of lawsuits right now.
Listen,
and I don't think they need another one because someone
watch the Lucha Underground and go back to the 90s and watch the Attitude Era. People watching this, watch that stuff if you really want good wrestling, man. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
I hear you, Tom. I just want good stories. I don't need
No, I
to
want good
necessarily
stories,
see
too.
bra and panties matches. I don't need to see mud matches, but we do need good.
Come on, you had Stacy Keibler's legs going on.
I know.
Gold. Come on,
I know. Tori Wilson's boobs is all over pay-per-view.
When she had TNA testing friggin'
yeah.
Yep. That was great.
Testing Albert.
Yep.
Yeah. But all right, what else you got on the dirt sheets? Is that it?
Man. That's it for this week.
All right, now we're going to move into our 3 count. The 3 count is where we take our reviews from the past week and we give you our best moments, worst moments, and what were they thinking moments of the night. We already thoroughly covered SummerSlam, so we won't talk about that. But let's go all the way back to Friday Night SmackDown last Friday. Eric, give me your best moments, worst moments, and what were they thinking moments of the night from Friday Night SmackDown last week.
SmackDown was such a slog. It's kind of hard as hell. I just did not like the Cody Punk shit. And what would they think of giving Julio a squash match?
Yeah, that pissed me off.
I can't think of anything good. Well, no, scratch that. The Rey Fenix match was pretty good. What's the only thing good about that show?
Rey Fenix versus JD McDonough.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, the best moment of the night was Haku coming out with the MFTs.
Yeah. Yep.
That was cool.
I like that, and I hope he sticks around, and then that kind of starts leading into another Bloodline type
let me tell you something. Do you think that Jacob Fatu goes with them? Like he betrays Roman? That Jacob Fatu is the one that actually betrays Roman and moves forward, and he winds up going back with them and building a bigger group, and becomes like the because eventually I think Jacob Fatu is going to become the new new tribal chief. He's going to become the new tribal chief down the road.
We said that about Solo. Look what happened.
Yeah, that's Solo, but Jacob Fatu.
I don't know. I definitely see Jacob Fatu turning on Roman. I just don't know if he's going to join the MFTs. My what were they thinking moment of the night? Yeah, it would probably be squashing Julia.
Yep.
The way they did. And the worst moment of the night for me would probably be the Punk Cody stuff. Actually, yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. Now Raw's next.
Yeah, listen, wait. I didn't do the SmackDown yet.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
But listen, the worst moment of the night. What the fuck was Charlotte Flair wearing? That oversized coat that she was wearing, that she came out with. What the hell was that? But anyway, the highlight of the night was Jay McDonough and Ray Phoenix. That was actually that was a pretty good match. And what were they thinking was the Julia match getting squashed in that quickly, and that's sad how they treating her. I also liked when Finn Balor was talking and friggin' Sammy came out and then Gunther came out and attacked both of them. I kind of like that when Nick Aldis came out.
Yeah,
I like that that type of thing. But other than that, it was an okay show. You know, you had the Cody Rhodes and CM Punk face to face, and they brawled out throughout the entire thing. But Haku coming out and becoming the new manager of
the Tongans.
Yeah, the Tongans. So, but you know what's funny? Because think about it, Jacob Fatu has a Tongan death grip. That was based off. That's why he should be part of that group. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. Down the road, maybe he'll betray Roman and do that, and maybe they'll attack Roman down the road too. You know, you'll have that. So, but yeah, that was it.
Now we move into Monday Night Raw. Best moment, worst moment. What were they thinking moment of the night from Monday Night Raw? Go, Dom.
You can go first. Go first on it.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. Yeah.
Best moment of the night for me at Monday Night Raw, hands down. It's a tie between the Becky Lynch promo and LA Knight promo. I think LA Knight had a good promo, spitting heat, talking about his Walmart watch.
That was funny.
Yeah, I like the whole spelling of the "you suck" in military phonetics. That was good. But I mean, Becky Lynch, man, came out spitting heat. I love the return of Stephanie Vakir.
Yep.
And it looks like her backside got even bigger.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, I am still a red-blooded American male.
Dude, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. Between Stephanie Vakir and Roxanne Perez, oh my God.
Matt's jealous of Miles Born.
Yeah, I tell you, man, Miles Osborne, God bless that guy. He is definitely eating well. So,
Okay, so they did have a Danhausen segment, but apparently it was during the break.
it was during the break, yeah. I didn't show it, so.
What were they thinking was the debut of Big Cass. We knew that Big Cass had been coming for the last 4 weeks. 3-4 weeks. Corey Graves, who has history of Big Cass, because Corey Graves is married to Big Cass's ex-fiance, he didn't really have much to say about Big Cass. He was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And why have him come out and attack Javon Evans. If you really want to make a statement, why wouldn't you have Big Cass come out and attack Oba Femi?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you have Big Cass come out and attack Braun Breaker? You know, attack Roman Reigns. There's bigger positions to make Big Cass more of a player than just to come out and attack Javon Evans and then the backstage segment be like, it's nothing personal, bro. Just wrong place, wrong time. I'm here. I'm here to make a statement.
Cool. Make a statement somewhere else.
Yeah.
Good job, bro. Way to go, Big Bill. You make that statement against Oba Femi, or you make that statement against Roman Reigns. Don't make that statement against Javon Evans. Like,
unless they're gonna try and go with this whole bully route, like they've done like multiple times.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
So hands down, the best moment, the stare down between Braun Breaker and Oba Femi. For what can be.
I guess I don't get a worst moment of the night.
Oh, you didn't get a worst moment? I just did. You said the worst moment. What were they thinking?
No, you said just what we're thinking.
Okay. I thought that was the worst one. I'm sorry.
Worst moment of the night for me is Braun Breaker versus Joe Hendry, because fucking poor Joe Hendry, man. They wanted him so bad, coveted him so bad, seeked him out and groomed him so bad to come to WWE just to fucking turn him into a glorified jobber. All right, there. Now you can go, Dom. You impatient.
I'm sorry. No, so the best moment was the stare down. Just that alone made you think what the future holds, and it could be a great thing, or they could fuck it up. But just that, and then my worst moment. Well, what were they thinking? Yo, you're burying my boy Ethan Page, man. I fucking goddamn hate that, man. I really hate that.
They're not burying Ethan Page.
They're making him freaking lose, man. Javon Evans, they're making him lose this way, that way.
He beat Rey Mysterio.
He's got to win. Got to keep making him win. The ego has to win all the time. You want to freaking goddamn have like Roman Reigns over, freaking all these guys over. I want freaking Ethan Page over. I want them to freaking goddamn push Ethan Page where you can't push any more freaking wrestlers beyond that. Anyway, that being said, the worst moment was the Joe Hendry fight. They really burying Joe Hendry, and it really sucks, and you make Braun Breaker look a little bit more intimidating, please, Braun Breaker, spear Maxine and Austin Theory, please. And the Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys thing, man, it sucks. Like I said, Royce Keys, they had him off TV. They finally found a spot, and now he looks like he's going to be off again. So, but you're right. The promos, LA Knight and Becky Lynch, pristine. The best part when freaking LA Knight was doing the whole
Yankee, Oscar, uniform, Sierra, uniform, Charlie, Kilo, you suck.
That was great. So, yeah, that was good.
Brother. Let's shave our beards, brother.
So that was good, and also the ending when Roman Reigns met Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio was just made a proposition for him. So that was good.
For my best night, promo-wise, LA Knight, match-wise, street fight. What were you thinking? I gotta just. Oh man. Yeah, just the whole big cast thing just irritated me.
Why? Because they brought him back, or because he debuted where he debuted?
The way they debuted him.
Oh, big cash in.
I agree. Wasted.
And
I don't even care that he's not with Enzo Amore. I just to debut him in the spot they did. It doesn't do anything for him.
Worst thing, I think probably just Sol Ruka losing to Roxanne. But I wouldn't say losing because she won by DQ. But just the way the match ended.
Yeah, it's it's disheartening if they're already gonna start giving up on Sol Ruca.
Yeah. Yo, people are not freaking aboard Sol Ruca. They're not.
I love Sol Ruca.
I know you do. I know you do. That's another thing. You know, Roxanne Perez ain't getting the push either, man. She's like playing second, third fiddle. You know, she came up. She's a prodigy. Come on, man. Give her something, man.
She's the prodigy, but she's been stuck with the dead end group in the Judgment Day.
Oh, and that's the problem. You got to have her break free.
Let's just give the belt to Raquel Rodriguez because she deserves it. After we've given her championship match after championship match after championship match after championship match after championship match that she can't win. Makes sense. Fucking terrible chat GPT ass fucking creative. Anyways, are you good? Are you done, Eric?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, NXT. Best moment, worst moment. What were they thinking? Moment of the night. NXT. Eric, go.
I did like the underground match, but I also like Born and Heights winning the tag team championships away from
The Vanity Project.
Vanity Project. Yeah. What were they thinking? It just I don't know. Just had the whole back promo with keep forgetting them. Dark State. Just kind of a wasted segment in the back.
Dork State.
And what were they thinking? Just the whole Mason Brook thing right now.
Yeah, that guy. Who knows how long that guy's gonna be around?
They got to start using those more. Instead of just using him to fight Hendricks over and over again. But that's myself.
Did you watch NXT this week?
Yeah, I watched it. I actually, what the best moment was having the tribute ad for Dory Funk Jr., who passed. They had that following the news that he was honoring him. They had a memorial tribute honoring him, so that was kind of cool. I actually liked the the segment though with Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller, and Cruz Montana. That now you're gonna get the announcement of Waller versus Montana in face-off number one contenders match next week, with the winner getting a shot at Tony D'Angelo's NXT at Heatwave.
Yep.
I think that's pretty cool. I think with the Grayson Waller coming into the fold has made the segments and the show a little bit better. Like certain things, like keep saying if you're not going to utilize anybody in SmackDown or Raw, bring them back down to NXT. Make them, get them TV time at NXT, and give them a chance of maybe winning a champion in NXT and try to repackage themselves. I like Jada Parker winning. And Theo Hall. I like that. Any win for Jada Parker. I get, because I want her to make it to the main roster. I want her to get up there. I want to see her, see what she can do in the main roster. I know she's not doing anything in NXT as much as in that, but on the main roster, she might have some something good to like really contribute on the main roster. But yeah, the Vanity Project with Miles, this and that, then win the tag team champions and becoming a double champion. That's pretty cool. And Lola Vice, like I said, she kept the belt. So
No, she didn't. She dropped the belt.
I mean, she dropped the belt. I'm saying Lola Vice, Kendall Gray kept the belt.
Yeah, she kept the belt.
So that's pretty good. And the Lola Vice is probably going to be making it to the main roster pretty soon. So we'll see what happens to that. But not a bad show.
Yeah, I did like the Lola Vice match. That was probably my favorite match of the night. I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think my worst moment of the night was the Grayson Waller and Cruz Montana promo.
Really?
You had such a strong promo from Grayson Waller the week before, where everyone's praising him for the new pipe bomb and praising Cruz Montana, and then you come out and you kind of deliver this one where they really didn't have much to say. It felt like Grayson Waller was kind of stumbling over himself. It wasn't really as planned out. It didn't feel it wasn't as impactful as it was the week before. It just felt like it was kind of unnecessary. Like, I liked the Tony D'Angelo part of it, but Grayson Waller and Cruz Montana going back and forth was just kind of like,
Well, Cruz kept stumbling over his own words.
yeah, I just feel like it wasn't what it needed to be.
Yeah.
And I did like Jada Parker and Thea Hale defeating Petrovic and Nikita Lyons, because it feels like they're finally giving Jada Parker that push, and Jada Parker is finally starting to come along. And I think that working with Natty has really helped her. So I'll give credit where credit's due, that I feel like Jada Parker is finally coming into her own and making a bigger name for herself and stepping out of the rest of that locker room. But yeah, I could do without Dark State stuff. I think that's like the worst moments of my night. And I did like the Zarya match too. I liked the Speed Championship going down to a time limit expiration.
Yeah, no, you're right. And yeah, that was good too. Yeah,
First player. But I'm a Zarya stan. I like me some Zarya.
Same.
Also you have Bob was talking to somebody on the phone, and it could be Enzo.
We'll have to wait and see.
A stone.
But that's it. Yeah, that's NXT. Did anybody watch Dynamite? The
promo. Yeah, the promo. The Christian. I seen that part. When we talked about the hitting women in the wrestling. It's a no-go in WWE anymore, but they wound up doing it in AEW. So I saw some of it. Like I said, the MJF, the only true champion.
Yeah, I didn't mind the mark. I think the best moment of the night was the MJF stuff. I did enjoy the Mark Davis, Will Ospreay street fight.
Yeah.
Of course, the Christian Cage stuff. I'm kind of confused on why, like, Andrade celebrate. What were they thinking moment of the night? I think for me, it was like, why are they celebrating Andrade winning a contenders match for the #1 spot in a battle royale or gauntlet match in the casino gauntlet match? Like, why would you want that #1 spot? And worst moment of the night is Mercedes Moné losing and then deciding to just black out her social media like a crybaby.
You know what's funny? One of the funniest moments of the night was Ciampa freaking taking a dick pic. Which is kind of funny.
You got Ciampa taking a dick pic. You got LA Knight's balls and SummerSlam.
Exactly.
Just a weekend. What about you, Eric? Did you watch Dynamite or no?
I did not.
Eric says he does not like AEW.
No, he didn't say that. He said he didn't watch it.
Eric says, I hate AEW.
You're putting words in his mouth.
You know, let him.
He hates AEW.
I don't mind. It's just, I just got used to the production. That's it.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Eric, do you want to go to an AEW show? He said, get that shit away from me.
You want to read the messages again, sir?
You know what? If I ever get a chance, I'll go see the AEW match. I wouldn't mind.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What's the AEW show that's coming here?
Full Gear.
Okay. AEW dumb.
Yeah.
AEW Full Gear, Triple Mania Night 1, or Royal Rumble. Which one are you picking?
Well, the Royal Rumble, of course. Listen, I'm a WWE guy by heart, man. Yes, I glaze over the other wrestling outfits that are out there, to look at because, look, since we do this wrestling show, I want to be able to have some kind of knowledge on what's going on in the world of wrestling. So I'll watch stuff here and there. Like AEW, I've been really like, I haven't watched a lot of it. And I'll be honest with you, when I get a chance, I'll watch something here and there. TNA, I'll try to catch a show, when I get a chance. And like NXT, I don't watch NXT as much as I really concentrate on SmackDown and Raw, but NXT I actually watch more than the other two shows. So I kind of, like AEW has its moments where things are really cool, and then like a lot of times that AEW may not bring the best friggin' stuff out there, but yes, the Royal Rumble I would definitely
AEW
go.
doesn't bring the breast, huh, Dom?
The breast. I caught myself. I said the breast. But AEW, like a Royal Rumble, I would definitely see. But I want to catch an AEW show when I get a chance. Like, I don't care if it's a Dynamite or Collision or something like that. Something, a minor one, not a pay-per-view. I don't care about the pay-per-view. But if I do get tickets for a pay-per-view, then I'll go. But I want to see bra and panty matches. They have to show it in there.
You have a better shot at AEW than doing WWE.
I know exactly. And you have mixed.
Dom says, I only want to go to an AEW match if Christian Cage is going to be punching Marina Shafir again.
Listen, I want to see freaking mixed gender matches, and they get in the freaking goddamn
gender matches.
What?
You want to see misgender matches?
Oh, I said I want to see freaking goddamn freaking mixed. Not
Oh,
okay. Thank you, Eric. You see, he stops me. Stop that. Stop trying to get me in the freaking moment. But no. Hey, being a wrestling fan, man, you gotta be happy and eat good, because there's like so much fucking wrestling out there. Every day of the week, you got a show. Between Evolve, also you have all that stuff. So you have a lot of wrestling Monday through Sunday, if you really think about it.
You do have a lot of wrestling, yes.
What happened?
I said, yes, you do have a lot of wrestling.
Yes, you do. So being a wrestling fan, it's like a eating good.
The only thing we have wrestling on Sundays is just a pay-per-view event on AEW. That's it.
Yeah.
But all right, any other professional wrestling goodnesses you guys want to talk about? Touch on before we call it a night here?
I think we're good. What do you think, Eric? Anything?
I'm set.
Yeah, I think we sufficiently nailed it. Talked about our recap of SummerSlam, did our hot takes, recapped our shows. Dom filled us in on what the dirt sheets are dirting on.
Yeah.
We covered it all this week, so
I think it was a pretty good show.
it was a very good show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Off the Mat. Thank you so much for the chat. Thank you much to Patrick and Zaggy for hanging out.
Yep.
Guys, if you want more from us, you can check Dom tomorrow night over on Renovision for the Qualified. If you're into comic books, you can check me and Dom out on Saturday nights along with Sticks for Saturday Night Special. If he's
you got a show this week, right there, Matt?
yes, we do.
Okay.
You can check out Dom's Sunday nights on the Star Wars show. If you want some Star Wars, you can check me out all week here on the channel. Of course, you can check all three of us back next Thursday night right here, 6 p.m. Arizona time, 9 p.m. Eastern time for a brand new episode of Off the Mat. And if you want more from Eric, because who doesn't want more Eric goodness? Eric, where can the beautiful people find you?
From on the YouTube, the Twitch, the X's, all that Fire Lord Sombra.
There you go. Make sure to check out to Eric and sub up to all his great content. And that's going to do it for us this week. Enjoy SmackDown tomorrow night. Hopefully we get some more reveals. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. And Dom, take us home with some words of wisdom.
All I got to say is 3-time PEL champion. Can I keep the streak alive? Woo-hoo!
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself, but all right, folks, have a great week. We'll see you guys next Thursday night for a brand new episode of Off the Mat. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.